this me. Go and Genti Soka, please. EXO.
The as a front end of committees for finally setting the pace. Welcome on board and do have a piece for finally setting the pace. Welcome on setting the pace. Welcome on board.
Your personal and on the okay natural distance and
the SAPs. Okay, like I said, here is to the wall laptops, as you can know, as if SAP are a business to live, SAP are a business to buy. Second, can somebody help me? I can't find the cursor. Sorry for the break. We are trying to ensure that our esteemed suppliers, get the best experience from this summit. Okay, so I stopped at explaining that SAP Ariba Business Network, it's a dynamic digital marketplace with over 8 million, so you get connected to over 8 million companies worldwide in over 190 countries, and this keeps increasing. This 8 million is at the beginning of this year, 2025, so I'm sure by now we'll have more than that. Now, so also, how does SAP Ariba Business Network helps you as a supplier? That's what we're looking at next now. It helps you, remember, the major thing it does is it helps for you and for we as your buyers and you as our suppliers. Everything is more effective. You get things done easily now. So now that we know what SAP Ariba Business Network is, we'll still get to know more about it as we go on. Now that we know more what SAP Ariba Business Network is, the next thing we will look at now is what are the benefits of SAP Ariba Business Network to us as suppliers. So really, it streamlines your transaction. Like I explained earlier, you receive your purchase orders right at the comfort of your home or your office. Now, before, either you have to run down to CHU to get your purchase order, or you run any device that you decide to use. You get that. Then, also, once you get your purchase order, you can attend to the goods or service you have to deliver. Once that is done, the next thing you need to do is to go on, do your service entry sheets. Prior to now, service entry sheets were created by we, the buyer, but now the suppliers will do that. We'll learn how to do that as in the subsequent sessions as we go on in the system. Now, so you do your service entry sheet because you've done your service, your ship notifications, you also send that. That is just the process as supply. it brings about real-time collaboration. I don't know the time. It's complete as suppliers. And some of are set with your first transaction network to that we'll see how that goes in the subsequent slides. That's how you get activated on the first transaction. That's how you get activated on the first transaction. Or actually, you feel a piece. We have a set of questions, and come as we go. Now, permissions you can does and come as we go. Now, permissions you can does, permissions you can does, and you have your physical, and you have your physical. So, what your enterprise account does for you is the same thing on your Twitter account, that shows that you are verified. Just shows you are verified. You are verified means on Twitter now, if you have a verified account, what it does is it shows your location, shows that, okay, this person is real, it's not a robot, it's not this, you have some, people trust you more. It's not this, you have some, people trust you more. When you post, it might be subject to fee actions you do on your enterprise account. Simply register on the enterprise account. It's all good. It just account. It's all good. It just shows what the enterprise account will do for you. Basically is categories, your profile. They know that you. But let's not. Okay, so through a step-by-step guide on how to get this done in the Ariba Business Network. Now, get registered as a supplier. So the first thing is supply chain. Click on the link, network system gen with your AMU. 5 story boxes that I just said now. We need to see how that works. CL is on the Ariba name. The new part, your business using. Once you ask your business using, click on create account and the email to confirm your email. Once you click and we are meant to go to particular product denotes actually. So once you impute that and that is done, and you click on submit, you go for any you've gotten is your question time corner probably Ariba Business and you click on the link done. So once with the probably Ariba Business and you click on the link done. So once with the company of the screen to you, once you click on the supplier register particular these 30 days, if you don't respond to it, if you don't go back further than yourself. Once you're done with that, so I'm sure everybody here will select yes there. Once you select yes, then you can move on to the next section where you see Ariba, every company will go to. So you need half of the company. You need to you give these companies that will receive the purchase orders. Now, the next slide, invoice, depends, please, and that's my trust bank account countries. Two attach those back there that says that questions. And if you don't have anything, you can there that says that questions. And if you don't have anything, you can, if everything you change it now, then quickly, I would just a business network page. But let's see if our let's just see NMP submitted your okay. You receive will be in that tab, and from those, if you click on tab that interacts with it, or I would rather at the old.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for your question, sir. NMPCL. Thank you very much for your question, sir. I'd like to apologize. Now we can.
Thank you, ma'am. One hand at the back there. We're coming to you, sir.
So my question
to do today.
Salam.
Coffee break.
Are we live? Session and category.
In global category management of supply chain management categorization. need to support us that this are there. He is the one in charge. Why be like, oh, to know you up. Of course, we know innovation. You can do it to go. That is form. We'll just say that what we want to do number 3. And that so we know how please guys, I don't know at capacity. We might just what you can do as you are sitting. Is if time is more, go and do that. If time is more, go and do. Should I do that? Who don't want to do that? Including every man hour we make, including every man hour we make informed the environment global. I mean, survive because the world is not here. You also need to you. Have you upgraded? You will also bring more businesses to us. Have you upgraded? You will also bring more businesses to us. So that's about that. Businesses to us. So that's about that. Go there. So that's about that. Go there. It's a question that our go there. It's a question that our at the top mentioned, like you through the select 5 can start your internet, which is so that's follow. It's like the so it's for you. No, this is the so it's for you. No, this is the we'll say to answer your question. So that's what did they call it? Is my IT people that will know what I was looking for. It's an don't look where all this mail is from us. Thank you. So this at this point you are going to wait. Q2. Sorry, this network is Nigeria network, not NFPC. So we have to like. So the first thing you are going to see on that mail is going to be asking for detail, company detail. But don't forget that you have already done your registration. So we have collected as much detail as possible. So we are not going to ask you to be repeating. What you just need to do there is just to put your company name the way it appears in your registration. That's when you register, the way it appears is what you will have there. Technically, and can we try another network? Okay. Oh, not. Ashko. What do you say? Sorry about that. If you can come to my deck for me. Okay. If you can come there, you can come there. So that we're wasting time.
Check that is network. That is still be the same thing already.
So while they are setting up this thing, so you can be preparing your question, so but we'll still go through the form so that you have more questions to ask. Of course, you have the opportunity. And I also like to inform you that anything that you cannot resolve at the level of the stage here, we are seated behind there, so you can bring your issue. So if you cannot find it, so that's why we are here, you can also come to us to say, okay, this is where I operate, and when you give us the list, we'll go to our record, and then we'll be able to fish out the category that would be best for you to sit in. So that's what I will be addressing your issue. Is it fine now? Okay, it's fine now. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Sorry about that. We'll get to perfection or the utopia that all of us are working towards. One day, me, I believe so much in this country. So, the time will come when the Oyibo people will be struggling to get visa. We will not give them. We'll say, what thing you people do for us, we could do them again. Don't know. Okay, if it's showing here, why is it not? Okay. I think, can you be fast with this? So after you have selected your category, there is also, like I said before, you need to demonstrate that you have capacity. Certificates, you could also attach letter of award, or you could attach your purchase requisition, okay? So any of these three will stand in to prove that you have done any job before relating to the carton. Okay, if you have done job for any other company, anywhere in Nigeria, even outside Nigeria, please add it, so it will help you. So that is one way. Then the second way is, we talk about license and permit. So even if you have not done any job, but are you qualified to do the job? How do you prove that you are qualified? For example, now, if I just finished school, and they say, well, but assuming that is a more, okay, I'm even talking to the people that normally ask. Please, sir, how do you expect somebody to have a 10 years experience and must be 20 years old, by the way? Okay, so we are there now. This is the form. Vendor detail, you just put the name of your company, the way it appears in your registration, the way you register it, so that we'll be able to link the two. So that's all we need there. We have asked for so much information already under registration, so we don't want to belabor you repeating the whole thing again. Then the next one is want to see your audited financial statement to show some capacity, your financial capacity. And there are two items we'll be looking at here, basically. So we'll be looking at turnover. In your report, it's also called revenue. So if you say revenue, it's the same thing as turnover, okay? It's just a matter of semantics. So you're going to put the figure there. You will see it in your financial statement. If you can't find it, ask your accountant, okay? If you don't have an accountant, call any accountant friend you know. Call a friend. So then the second item we'll be looking at is non-current assets. Non-current assets. I want to know what non-current assets is. Yes or no? Yes, I've answered for you. So, but if you don't, it's just like all your assets minus current assets. That's it. So, but usually they will put it there in your statement, the total. They are supposed to be a subtotal for non-current assets. So, which usually include the property, plants, and equipment. Some of you are very familiar with that, right? So, it also includes investments. So, it depends on how this thing is structured, how your company is structured. So, that's what you want to see there. So, you put the figure. But beyond putting the figure, we also need to confirm that that figure is from you, or it did not just drop into that box, by error. So you have to attach a statement. The essence is we're just asking. And another thing you need to take notice, I've answered for you, matter of your auditor value of the position of your company, stamp and signature. See what is 2023 operation. I know some of you started maybe 2000 or 1990 something. We don't need all that. It's just the three that we need, please. Okay? So, and for each of them, attach the report. I have seen cases where some people attach tax clearance certificates. If you now attach it here, the tax clearance certificate only provides one of the two information that we need. Even though it's a valid document, it will only provide information for your turnover. The taxman is not interested in the asset you have. He's interested in the sales you have made for this. Okay, so let's go to the next. So what do? So if once you stay here, you say really select a maximum of 5 categories that best represent the services or products your organization provide. So just be sincere enough. Choose what you know you have expertise for, because it's going to be a competition thing. So if you put yourself at a disadvantage, it might not really work for you. So, but for you to see the list of the category, you are going to click that link. So when you click that link, it will open a new page for you, just to view all the categories. And like I told you before, this was actually an extract from UNSPS, which is within Ariba. So, and these are the family categories there that we have. So we have 363 of them in total. But let's go to number 1. Okay, go to the last first for them to be sure that we have 363. And you can see something like clubs, like civil organization. And so that means a lot of things are covered. In fact, everything is covered. But if you still believe that something is that you are doing is not covered, no problem. Come to us. Maybe we will fish it out for you. But go to number 1 so that you'll be sure that everything is covered. Because number 1, you will not be looking at, why is that one there? Huh? I want to surprise you. That's why it's there. Can somebody guess what is in number 1? Live animals. And somebody will say, who is dealing with live animals? You forgot that you can ask you to supply cow. Abi cow don't be live animals for Salah or for Christmas. So you see, this is just to demonstrate that you have all categories covered. But if you still insist that my category is not covered, meet us. We'll sort it out. Please go to the next. So here, what you are expected to do, you can write it down somewhere. And once you write it down somewhere, you will now go to where you will now begin to select the category. Go back here. Abi, where is it? Okay, right there. It's be all right. You are there? That's it. Okay. It's not from your end. Okay, go back to that our form. We are not done. We need to go and select the categories. Okay. So here is where you select the categories. So you put, let's say you have identified what you want to do. Let me say computer, something that relates to computer. So just type, once you type COM, it will bring out the options. So you don't need to complete it. We don't want to stress you. Just click it and then it enter. Let's say the next thing you are still doing is still related to computer. Type COM again. You will see something about computer. Continue. So you see any other thing about computer services. But you don't need to be repeating. If you are doing only one, you don't need to put it in 5 places. Computer. No. Once you have done it in once, it's okay. If it's only one that you have expertise for, no problem. Nobody is going to penalize you for it. So, but if you have 5, you continue like that, you do the 5. Okay? Why is that one star? Maybe it's not be general. So that means you must select one category by all means. I don't know. You must find a place where you can operate. So even if it's only one category you can do, yes, put that category number, category 1, and stop there. If you are okay with it, so stop there. Then let's go to the next. So that's how you select the category. So, okay, please take us to the next. We are done with this category session. License and it should be. Please, can you go up a bit before we get here? Go up, please. Okay. Okay, so you see the license area now. So the first, you can have as many as 10, but you can even have more than 10. Even for each category, you may, if you have more 10 licenses for each category that you have selected, put it. So, but the only thing is that those categories, they have to be relevant, right? They have to be relevant to the category that you have chosen. Okay? So you cannot have maybe license to organize event, for example, and you say you want to go and use it, maybe to supply vehicle. Okay, so it will not, it's not matching, more like. So it's better for you to put what is related or what is relevant to that particular category. So that's about license. And license for oil and gas company or industry, rather, we all know the prominent, who are the regulators in the oil and gas? It's like nobody know. Okay, somebody said NMDPRA. NUPRC. Well, most of you know it as DPR, no problem. So, but they've changed name. They've broken into two. And then we have NMDPRA, which is for downstream operation, midstream and downstream operation, and NUPRC for upstream operation. So they give licenses. And I can tell you, do you know they give licenses for everything you may want to think of? The one that shocked me is that I saw a license for clearing and forwarding. Thing is that, if you're operating in oil and gas, DPR will be on your neck, or the NUPRC, those regulator. So if they see you working in any oil and gas facility, and they come there and they ask you, where's the license? Problem with that. We are just operator like you, okay? Seeking for your service. We don't have any issue with that. So I'm not saying that they should not give license. So please don't go and quote me or misquote me. Okay, so then the next one is you have the professional organization. If your company, this one is for company. If your company belongs to any professional organization, then put the certificate there. This one shows that you are a credible organization. That's what it means. It shows that you are ready to comply with the law. Okay? You are ready to abide with the rules of the land or rule of law. So that's also an implication that you are a good person to do business with. It means you have good character for you to belong to any of those reputable organizations. And the list is not exhaustive. Look at it, that's why we put ETC there. So anyone we did not remember to put, or the space did not allow us, of course, you know better than us. So you know those organizations that are reputable. But it has to be like a reputable organization, like some of the ones we have mentioned and more. So let's go to the next, which is this one also, you can attach as many as you have. Then the next one is personnel. Okay, hold it there. Personnel, professional qualification. For your personnel, this one is for personnel. The other one is for company. This one is for personnel. Okay? So let me give you an instance. Let me use this as an accountant. In this country as of today, you need to be a member of ANA or HICAN, right? Is that correct? For accountants. They'll bear me witness. So your company have to register to obtain license from ANA or HICAN. Then apart from that, so that will be in the name of your company. So that is certificate for your company. Then you need to have professional qualification. So they need to be professionals. Like, okay, it's a chartered accountant, things like that. Or if you are offering legal services, you need to have been to law school now. Law school, am I correct? Law school, that's it. So anyone within the country, I think they will have like 4 or so. So you need to have been there. So you need to write exam, what they call a bar exam or things like that. So for you to be qualified as a lawyer, as a professional in that field. So that is what we're talking about. So, and then let me use one more example. Like an engineer now. If you want to practice as an engineering firm, you need to register as an engineering firm. Then your personnel also will be engineers. They will be engineers. So for them to qualify as an engineer, they need to pass through correct. It's not about just finishing university. I know engineers do 5 years in the university. That's long enough, right? But even after that, they still have to go and undergo training with the Core. Okay? Certified by Core before they become engineer. So that's what we're talking about there. Please go to the next. We're almost getting to the end, I guess. Okay, so at this point, you have reached the end. So what do? You just click that box. I confirm. This one is to ensure that you tell the truth to yourself. This one is telling the truth to yourself. I confirm. So if you confirm that you are lying, it's not our problem. Oh. When you confirm you are telling the truth, it's still okay. We are not submitting this because this is his life. Once you submit, it goes to our, collation point. So that is. Thank you very much, Dr. Adenike. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can we please appreciate our facilitator for that in-depth analysis about categorization? We are taking questions at this time. If you have any questions, please indicate with your hand up. And also to let you know that as we move to our tea break, we have the Ariba help desk behind. You can do further clarification there.
Ventures. So my question here is, we register on Ariba platform 2 accounts, one supplier, the other one in logistics. So, but when I logged in, I forgot which which email I used for the supplier and the logistics. So how can I find out the one I used for supplier and the other that I used for logistics? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Are they like separate companies? Same company? Are you able to register to one company twice? That's what it sounds to me. Next question.
Next, please.
Good morning once again. My name is Johnson, representing Tedran Consulting. Please, my question is, on the upload of financial statement, audited financial statement, is there a certain weight of the document that one can upload, like as in megabytes?
Similar question came up yesterday. So, and the person was asking whether it was just attach the relevant pages. Yeah, so in order to minimize, the megabyte or the size of the document that you're attaching, it's fine. For example, the pages we're going to be looking at for will be C, where you have your statement of financial position and statement of income and other, your statement of profit or loss and other income. So we want to see that page. So pages that are usually very bulk information in that. So to reduce that size, just attach the relevant pages. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Good morning. My name is Adeyemi Kodri, representing Revenue Revolution with AI Technologies. My question is this. For a company that has different, that can perform different tasks, okay, they build a solution and they train. So if they want to register on the platform, will it require that, okay, they put in the necessary certification for the software, the building, why the necessary certification for the training? I just want to you to clarify this.
Okay, so no issue in the order in which you attach your documents, of which position you attach it, whether in permit 1 or permit 2 or permit whatever. You can even attach all your documents in one permit. If we do that, what we just need to do is to go through all the documents and look at each of them at its merits and see which category they fit in. So that is how we treat the evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from the
Computer Enterprises Limited. I just want to confirm this. If your company is, you register with all these big organizations like backing your company, and most of the certificates you have not gotten it as a new company, can you use like a partner with HP? Someone can back you with his own certificate.
Very difficult. So, but what can work is if you have a work that you have done, you attach your job completion certificate or evidence of the work done. So that's the one that can work. But for certificates that is not bearing your name, I don't know how we are going to explain that. We'll go explain Taya. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question,
Hello?
please. Please, can you stand and tell us your name, organization you
I'm
represent?
Adeshawa. I'm from Lolavera Prime Legal. My question is this. I guess my company is done filling this form and had submitted. However,
Okay, very simple. So the documents you have acquired or the update you have acquired is going to give you some advantage. So please, just write to us through that mail, categorization with Z, categorization@nmpcgroup.com. So just write to us that you have, made submission earlier, and then you have new documents you wish to update. So we'll treat it once we receive that mail. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
Yeah, hello. My name is Steven, a representative of CSM Business Technologies. So the question is, the eligibility document, I'm talking about your certificate and your qualification document, the annual returns. Are they supposed to be uploaded annually? Is it supposed to be repeated, something you update annually? That's just my question. Yeah.
Okay, so that's similar to what was asked earlier. So, which do you need to update annually? For now, I will say no. So, but we have a process in place which we will call review. So, of course, we expect that if you attach a document this year, which is valid this year, by the time you spend like 1 year, it's already expired. So, definitely, there is a process for which we'll be communicating to you to update. So, but that's one. We'll let you know when the time comes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Okay. My name is Ibrahim Hamis. I am from Pound Truth News. My question is that as you are mentioning the registration number or registration name of the company, so as we have Smedan, CAC, and rest, so can somebody register it with CAC or with Smedan registration, or it's only CAC? This is my question.
Okay, I'm not sure I get the full question, but I know that you mentioned CAC, whether you can register with CAC, or do you want to?
Smedan certification.
Smedan. Okay. Oh, okay. I get the point. As a small business. Okay. In fact, for this categorization, we do not request for CAC documents. There is nowhere we request. That one would have been requested to answer your question, right? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next question over there.
Hello. Morning, all.
Morning.
Mine is just, I need some clarification on what we are to see on our activity board, because I was able to get everything with the qualification, as in the qualification questionnaire. On my dashboard, I think I'm seeing qualification started, and I also saw something like AFR community, meaning that it's African region. Does that mean that we are limited to products and goods solely from Africa? So I just need that clarification from that dashboard.
Okay, I get that. So that's information you talk about is under registration for now. So it's just for you to choose service will be extended to you. So you don't have anything to fear about that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. One more question.
Good morning. My name is Fidelia. I'm representing Nova Christ Hospitals Limited, Abuja. My question is, you mentioned you have a way that all services can be imputed, or you just have to mention just 5?
Okay, so for now, like I said, it's United Nations Standard Product and Service Code. And the level which we have chosen is family level. And I say family level is like parents with so many children. So even one category alone has many children. So, but if you still believe that all your categories are not covered, you can just meet us behind there. So we'll look at it together. So, but for now, what we are looking at is 5 categories maximum. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions? Okay, I see a gentleman there. Please indicate if you have questions so that we can come to you on time.
Good morning, all. My name is Perry, representing Rotan Global Services. Mine is not upload our proof of work and that very point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that observation. Of course, because I made mention of it. Right now, I think I need to look at the technical end and see what's happened. So during the course of taking you through, so I noticed that that point is not there, really. So, but I'm sure that it's due to a technical issue which will be resolved. So by the time you want to go ahead and do that, you will definitely see it there, because it has always been part of the part of that document. And I also wish to let you know that this the first mail that was sent was since October 17, and then the second batch was sent November 17. So it's not as something that will just come up, you know, few days back. So thank you for that observation.
Thank you. Any further question, please? Can we bring the mic here?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Akedolu from Asa Abraman and Company. I want to ask, this registration, when is it going to elapse?
Pardon me?
This registration, when is it going to elapse?
Okay, yes. I know that question came up earlier. Where, like, there is one say, they said the best way to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Well, that's the way they used to say it. I don't know who came about that. They said another best time, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Another best time is when? Now. So if it says something you can do now, you don't need to postpone it. So, but I will expect that for now we don't have specific time that we have set. But let me tell you that before the year runs out, I think I will advise that you go ahead and just, do that, get it done. The only thing that might want to make you to slow down is maybe if you have documents that have expired and then you now want to you renew that document before you attach. So I think that addresses your question. Thank you. I'm sorry, technical, can you bring up that form again? Because the question you asked is actually there. So we'll just look at it. Can you bring up the form from your end, please? Thank you. So why? Okay. So please give us the link. Link us to the form there. Any more questions so that we can conserve our time?
Please, if you have any further question, please indicate.
So if there's no more question, I'll just show you this form and leave the stage immediately. Don't worry. Okay, is it? Okay, so take me to category of yes. So the information is asking for is the last item on the Okay, so I think you can see it now. Ogada asked that question. So you can see where you are supposed to attach job completion certificates, and we also say that it could be evidence. You can put the document together as one document. So just put them together, as many as, it can even be up to 100 pages. Don't worry, it will allow it. So you attach a purchase order. So all those ones stand for evidence of job that you have done. I hope that has addressed your question now.
All right, so
Okay. Thank you.
with no further questions, please, can we appreciate our facilitator, please? Thank you so very much, sir, for taking your time to break it down for us. Please, one more time, can we appreciate Mr. Adebisi, please? Thank you, thank you. Now you know what it means to go into that categorization. Who can tell me how many businesses we have under that categorization, please? How many businesses? 3 what? 363. And what's the max you can register? Don't go and do beyond or do all. Okay? All right, quick one now. Since we are learning and we're about to go for our tea break, just to remind you, the tag you have around you, behind it, you have 4 contacts there, 4 numbers that you can call, and also an email address where you can also send messages concerning whatever inquiries you want. Please make sure you engage that platform. And also behind we have a Ariba's person. Okay, if you have learned so much, exchange information, exchange what you've learned here today. Please, can we be on our feet and do this? Then I'll now advise us to go before you go for the tea break, let's just go out, stretch out, meet someone, explain what you have learned here today, because that will help you to retain those information. Okay? Talk about it. That could also pop up the lost but found car key at the registration desk. Lost but found car key at the registration desk. Please, you can approach them and identify yourself. All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Some people are not moving around. Ask question. Talk to your colleagues. Let's know what you have learned so far from this 2 sessions we've gotten so far: the onboarding, the registration into Ariba and / NMPC platform. Now we have talked about categorization. What have you learned? We know we have 363 categories registered with the right people. You have the right certificate to present. What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far from these two sessions? And while we are doing that, I also want us to know that to remind us that this program is being live on Zoom platform. You might want to share the meeting ID with your colleague or friend. It's 881-504-52612. And the password is 368908. Yes. And also to inform you that the training slides will be sent to your inbox so that you can also revisit it. The meeting ID, all right, 881-504-52612. Pass streaming on YouTube live, GWPL discussion series. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I want to ask a quick one before we go for break. Hello, sis. Hello, ma'am. Excuse me. Please, how many persons did you meet? You didn't do a good job. I need us to just engage. I'm going to ask you, how many persons have you met? Right? You want to give us a number? All right, so for our tea break now, we have 2 serving points. One right behind us there, as you can see. And also, we have another one by my right here. I'm sure you have your mail ticket because you have to present it as you go. Distinguished guests, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our tea break. So you can choose whichever point you want to be served, either at the back or by my right. You can go for your tea break now, and we'll reconvene at 12:15. 12:15, we'll reconvene to continue with other session. 12:15. Go with your mail voucher and present it for your tea break. Thank you so very much for making our time to be here at the NMPC Scm Supplier Summit 2025. More is yet to come. See you at 12:15. Thank you. green color out. You can call that email. We also still send us of this CH. Says
okay. Went on the understand this. The company having difficulties access this event. So if you're to pad and select OK. Now once you select OK, it will take you to your next screen. I hope I'm not fast. I am fast. All right, let me try to. An email. Click the link in the mail to access your login page, correct? Then you enter your username and password. If you're having difficulty remembering your password, what do you do? Click forget password. It will help you send you a mail and with the step for you to recover your account. Now, if you are logged into your account and you get to this screen, what are you expected to click? You do not intend to participate or the term does not align with your business policies, you can decline to accept these terms. But once you accept the terms, it will take you to your next screen, which is where we are currently. Now, in this screen, you can see few buttons, a few sections here. The first section is event bidding currencies. Now, for some events that have both Naira and dollar components, and they require that you bid accordingly with the correct currency, there will be an option for you to select the currency you want to bid with. Now, you can choose from the list of currency, the currency you want to bid per lot or for all the lots. Now, there's a button below this currency button, just that small checkbox below it that says use a different currency for different lots. Check that button to assign different currency for the different lots. In this example, it's for an event for 2029 company anniversary, and we're invited to participate so we can bid for the supply of t-shirts and caps. Now, they believe you may have the t-shirts and you also could have the cap, but there's also a chance that you could have just one of this item, and you may want to just pick the item you want to bid, so as not to constrain you to respond to both. Maybe you say, okay, I can't do both of them, and you decline. They make it an option for you to pick which of the lots you want to bid for. And how to do that is by checking the box beside the lots you want to bid and confirming the lot. And like I said earlier, there might be a need for you to pick the currency you would like to bid with for each of the lots. There's a box there also that helps you select the currency for each lot, and once you're done selecting this, you can then confirm selected lots. Now, assume in this example, this user chose to bid for the t-shirts. So he checked the t-shirt button, and also he intends to bid in Naira. So he selected Nigerian Naira. If it's dollar, what is he going to select? USD. But in this example, he's selecting Nigerian Naira. So as soon as he checks that box, as soon as he selects Nigerian Naira, he moves to select the lot he wants to bid for. Then once he's done selecting that, he can then click the confirm selected lot. Now, as soon as he's done that, the system would automatically reveal the content of that event to this user. Now, in the content of the event, there will likely be two sections. The first section will be the technical section, and the second section will be the commercial. Now, the technical section is just helping NNPC ascertain your capability to do the job. There will be questions geared towards getting that, arriving at the certainty that you have the capacity to get the job done. So, the questions will be listed for you with their respective response types. Now, in some cases, you may be required to type in your answers. It could be figures, it could be text. In some cases, you might be asked to attach a document. Say, this example you can see on the screen. Can we see the technicals? Can we see the questions? So in the questions here, one of the questions asks is for you to confirm your ability to meet the event delivery time frame. So they're just asking for justification and confirmation that you can actually meet the timeline. Here, you have a field there. You can type that justification in that field. And once you've typed that, you can move to the next question. There can be up to 10 questions or 11, depending on the extent of the job and how much information they need to determine your ability to get that job done. So, as soon as you've responded to each of these questions, you can select the subsequent section, which is the commercial. And in this section, what you'll be required to do would be for you to enter the amount for the job. Now, depending on the quantity, can we see the quantity on the screen? How many of this t-shirt are we supposed to supply? 5,000. Can we see it now? It's just beside the amount. Can we see it? Yes, so 5,000 there, a single t-shirt, and the system will help you calculate the total, multiplying that unit cost by the total quantity for you. So if it's just one unit there, likely they're asking you to provide a lump sum. So don't make a mistake to assume, okay, they are putting 5,000 here. You're supposed to enter the total cost for 5,000 t-shirts. In this example, in every of the scenarios that you're going to get, if the total unit exceeds 1, you're expected to enter the unit cost per quantity. Now, likely you will also receive a scope of work that would help explain what you're supposed to do in the event. But regardless, this is just for your own knowledge, so you can, respond accordingly. Now, in this example, the currency is in Naira, so we'll just enter the amount for this one t-shirt, and the system would help compute the total amount for the 5,000. Now, once you're done with responding to your technical question and your commercial question, you can then click the submit entire response. Can we see it on the bottom? So once you click the submit entire response, it will submit your response to NMPC. In this example, from the time the supplier attempts to respond to the technical and the commercial, he has already spent out of the event. So once you're done responding to the technical and the commercial, you can click the submit entire response button. Do not click the submit entire response button if you're not done responding to the technical and commercial. Some people make that mistake. We like to just check in what you've done. Don't do that in this example when you're using Ariba. If you respond to any of the sections, kindly move to the next section and respond to that section before clicking the submit entire response, so that your submission will be sent across and it will capture your intent. So once you've done that, your response will be sent to NMPC. Now, if you have questions or inquiry about the event, you can use the compose message button and you can frame your question. It will be addressed to the project team. They will receive these questions. If you can even support your question with an attachment, if you need to, attach them and hit the send button. The team members will receive an email with the questions asked. Now, if they are to respond to your question, they can respond to you alone or respond to the participants, all the vendors that are participating in the event, if they see the question as something necessary for all other suppliers to be aware of. But when they respond to this event, you should also receive an email sent to your inbox with a response. So kindly go through your mail for every, if you attempt to send a question, go to your mail to see any new communication sent to you from NMPC. Now, once you're done with the inquiry and you intend to submit, like I said, you click the submit entire response and hit the submit button. Once you do, and once you click the OK button, you get this confirmation on the screen. It will tell you your submission has been made successfully and a thank you for participating. Now, as soon as, if you still have time, like I said, if the event time is still remaining, you can withdraw your response and make changes. It's not constraining you to one response. So long as the event duration is still open, there'll be a button called revise response just below that congratulations message you received. Click on that revise response to make any changes you want to make to the entries you made before. And once you've done making the changes, you can submit entire response again. The steps are the same. Revise response to change anything you want to change in the questions in the response you made earlier. And once you've done making the changes, you can submit entire response. Now, a flowchart to show you what we've just discussed. The first thing that happened was you got an email. The email came from NMPC. It was addressed to your company, and to address that to you, your company username was captured in that mail. Also, there was a link in the mail, and you're required to select that link. As soon as you click the link, it takes you to the third step, which is logging into your account, asking you to provide your company username and password. As soon as you log in, it will take you to your Ariba page. This is your own page, and in that page, it will open the content of that event to you, with the option for you to download the content, review prerequisites, and to decline to respond. Assuming you want to proceed, you review prerequisites and accept the terms and conditions after going through it. Then you get to see the option to confirm the lot you want to bid for, and the bidding currency. So once you've done that, you can then access the event and respond to each of the technical questions and the commercial quotes, entering your unit cost per item, as required by the team, by the NMPC. And once you've done this, you receive a confirmation mail, and also there will be a notice in your event saying your event has been submitted successfully. This is to reassure you that your submission has been sent to NMPC. So this, as you can see, is how you can respond to an invitation to bid and tender on Ariba. Now, how many of us want to see a live demonstration? I'm not hearing anything, so we're fine. We want to see a live demonstration, right? Perfect. So I'll just quickly attempt to log in to my Gmail account. All right, so this is my mail, and the email came in this form. NMPC Group has invited you to participate in an event, supply of office equipment. And here, I can see the time that the event started. It started on November 24th, 2025 at 10:19 a.m. This is my username, lumify@gmail.com, and I'm required to click here to access the event. What am I doing after seeing all this? Click here to access event, correct? So I'll just click on this button. It will take me directly. Notice what is happening. It's logging into your profile. Then it take you to your login page, asking you to provide your username and password. Now this is the page. I'll just type in my company name. So I was thrown this error. The username and password you enter was in. One more time. If it doesn't work, yes? I show you the password. It's my personal password. I'm a vendor now. So the password is personal to you. So try not to show that to any other person. Like I said before, depending on your network, it might take seconds. You just log in direct to your account. But in this scenario, I've actually responded to this event. So this is an event I'd responded to before. Let's try to see if there's another event I did not respond to quickly. All right, so this is what it looks like. As soon as you log in, it should take you directly to this screen. In the previous example, I had participated already, so I had to go to a different event so you can see that first screen where you can select the review prerequisites and how to proceed afterwards. But ideally, once you click that link and you log in, it will take you directly to this screen here. And in this screen, you can see the options, review prerequisite. And once I click on this, it should take me to my terms and condition. So what I'll do, I'll go through this carefully. I read through this one after the other. Once I'm done reading this, I can now accept the terms of this agreement. So when I click on this, I can click OK to confirm my entry, and also an OK to tell the system that indeed I selected that I accepted this agreement. Now once I've done all this, I should be taken directly to the lot option. Here, the options are for me to select which of these items I'm intending to bid for. Here we have an ergonomic chair. We also have a table. We have tables and cloth hangers. So it's just a demo illustration. So it won't come like this to have more depth. So in this example, I'm supposed to pick the currency I want to bid with. So I select, can we see that select currency? So I'll click on select currency. I get to see all the currency available. I'll just pick Nigerian Naira. And if I want to respond to each of the lots with separate currency, I can use a different currency for different lots. So when I check this box, notice what happened. There's an option for me to select currencies for each of the lots. But if it's the same currency for all lots, I can uncheck this box. It will then allow me to just pick the lot I want to bid for. I would select ergonomic chair, and are we bidding for all of them? Or just one? One or all? Two, okay. We'll just go with two. So confirm selected lot and line item. You should get a confirmation message. Do you want to really confirm this? I'll say yes. Select lot. Now the reason being, after confirming the lot, you can't reverse your confirmation. And that's why you get that notification asking you, do you really want to proceed with the selections you've made? So make sure your intent is actually clear and is what you want to bid for that you select. So here, I'll click OK. And as soon as I click OK, I can see it's already taking me to the technical bid section. So make sure the button that is selected is a submit response button, is by the left, the fourth item. And in the event content, you can then start with the first section. In the first section, we have the technical bid. I'll just select it. I get to see all the technical bid, the sections. Let me just delete all of this. Apparently, I may have responded. I think I had responded to all of this before. So I'll just quickly delete this. Now this is how it will come. The questions that you are to respond to would be listed here. The first question is for you to provide your CAC document. The second question is for you to enter your tax clearance. The third is to enter your ITF certificate. And the fourth is for you to enter your PENCOM certificate. These are the questions that are asked of you. Now all I need to do to respond to this question is to click the attach a file. So once I click on the attach a file, it should take me to a screen asking me to choose the file I want to attach. I'm required to select the choose file. It will then take me to my file directory. I can just go through my file directory to pick the file from the folder I had saved it. So I will assume my file is saved in download. So I'll click download and pick the file LUM004 downloads in this example, and I'm choosing to attach this PPT file. I select open and OK. So it's just one item, so we are just putting the total amount for one ergonomic chair. So I'll just put the amount here, say, I'll just type, how much should we enter in here for one ergonomic chair? 4,000? 500K? Should we not add the extra zeros at the back? So we'll just type 500K. So I've just entered 500,000. For the tables, how much should we enter here? Example, an amount. 4 million. Thank you very much. You're like me. So we'll just type the 4 million here quickly. And once we are done, we want to see the total that this sums up to. We can click the update total. Notice what happens when we click that. It sums the amount for you. Shows you that your total bid is 4.5 million. Are you fine with it? If you want to make corrections, maybe you had a draft and you've completed everything in an Excel file, you can just validate the total amount with what is in your file. And if it does not match, you can go back to the event and make changes. In this example, we're assuming it is fine, and we can now click the submit entire response. Say I have questions, because I can't say a description of the item I'm to bid for. What do I do? Compose message, and this is what it looks like. When I click compose message, it straight away opens a feed for me to enter the questions I want to ask. Let's wait for it to Yeah, you can see this recipient of this mail is the project team. You can't edit it. It's going directly to the project team. Now, if you go to the bottom, you can see this very big space for you to type your questions or your inquiries. Just kindly type it. I'll just type test here. And if you want to add a supporting document, click attach a file. It would take you to your file directory and you can include any supporting document here. If you are done with all of this, you can hit the send button. This should convey your message to your project team. Now, as soon as you're done, and let's say they've responded to your inquiry and you're fine with the response and you want to submit, you can now finally click the submit entire response. And once you've done that, once you do that, you get this confirmation button asking you, do you want to submit? You should select OK if you want to proceed. I'll click OK and my submission will be sent successfully. Now, this is a confirmation that you've successfully submitted your bid. Say your response has been submitted. Thank you for participating in the event. If you don't get this, you've not submitted. So try to go back and check. In some cases, let's say you missed a question that is compulsory, it will flag that question for you. So try to trace the question that you've not responded to and respond to those questions. And if you, peradventure, you made a mistake and you still have time, you can click the revise response button to make necessary correction before submitting your response again. With this, we've been able to touch on how to respond to an RFP or invitation to bid or tender. Next, we are going to assume you won the contract. Amongst the 50 participants, you were deselected. Your bid was in line with the need, and your qualification speaks to your ability to get the job done. So they've drafted a contract for 1 year, and they want to send you a PO for this item. We are going to touch on how we can respond to that order next. So I'll just share my presentation slide with you once again. This is what it looks like. Like I said before, what's the first thing you receive for any transaction from NNPC? An email. Now, once you receive that email, what are you doing next? Go through the content of the email, correct? So here, the same thing applies to purchase orders. You receive an email from NNPC with the order number. It would come in this form. The title would be NNPC name and the order number. Also, if you open the mail, you also see the logo from NNPC, and it will be addressed to you, your company. In this example, the company name is Lumify. Now, I can see the address to Hello Lumify, and I can see the amount for this transaction. It says 60 million naira. That's the amount. Now, I can't see details about the job. To see that details, there's an attachment that comes with this PO to your inbox. Can we see the attachment? So open that attachment, you see the dates they need this item, and also the calculation, how they arrived at the 60 million, the net amount, the VAT charge, and the gross amount. You see that in the PDF file. And with that, you can commence responding to this order. Now, how do you respond to this order? There's a button dedicated to this process. Process order. It's going to be shaded blue. For you, it's distinct so that you will not miss it. So you can see process order button is just there in the mail. Kindly select the process order, and once you click that process order, it should take you to your login page. And in the login page, you can enter, like we did for invitation to bid, proceed to enter your username and password, then sign in. Now, once you sign in, it will then take you directly to that PO. Now, this is what the PO will look like. You can see the order number 5000000429. That's the PO number. Now, this PO number would correspond to the email you got. Let's check that email again. Are they the same thing? Correct. So they are the same thing, and we are fine with this. We can now go back to this our page now. Now, on this page, you see the order status. Now, for every new PO you receive, the status will be new. Can we see it in green? The status by the right. Can we see it in green? The status will be new for every new order you receive. Now, that tells you that you've not transacted with this order yet, and is still open for you to respond to that order. So in most cases, except there were changes to the order, which then changes that status to changed. But if it was not changed, it would be new if you've not transacted that order before. Now, Once you've confirmed the order is new, you're expected to confirm this order. Now, there are 3 confirmation available: justification for rejecting the order, and a confirmation ID. Then you can then reject the order. But click update line item to confirm selected quantity. So we're going to assume we want to confirm entire order. So we'll click the confirm entire order. But just before we do that, I'm going to also show you the 2 types of transaction you're going to likely transact on Ariba. First type of transaction is for supply of goods, and the other transaction is for supply of services. Now, for goods, they are slightly different from services. The transaction options are going to be different. The questions asked will be different, and also likely the buttons will be different as well. For the supply of goods, you'll be required to confirm the order and also create a notice. This notice tells NMPC that your item is on transit, so they can prepare their warehouse and have their team available on ground for that day the item will be delivered to receive the item. So there'll be an option for you to create another confirmation and an option for you to notify NMPC that the item is on transit. And finally, the last button, which is also very important, is for you to invoice for the item you've supplied. Notice it is grayed out because you've not confirmed the job and you've not executed that order. Only after the item has been received will this button be on grayed out, will be available for you to select. But kindly note that it will be there for all your transactions, and we'll have somebody coming up stage to also explain when this will be available for you to use. Now, like I said earlier, say I want to confirm the entire order. I click confirm entire order, which is the first transaction there. Once I click on that button, it takes me to this screen. Now, this is what the confirmation screen looks like. You would have there are 2 phases to this. The first phase would be for you to provide all the confirmation details, and the second phase will be for you to review all you've entered before finally submitting this confirmation. Now, in the first phase, one of the few things that you'll be required to provide is a confirmation ID. Now, that confirmation ID would be unique to your company. It's because we believe you should be a structured company that documents all your transactions. We want you to also effect that in your transactions. So, in your order confirmation, you see a confirmation field there. Kindly provide your unique confirmation ID, and the structure is left to you. It could be your company initials. Say in this example is Lumify. We can call it LF, and then the transaction initials, O for order and C for confirmation. So it can be LF, OC, then a serial number, say 0001, and for subsequent transaction, you change it from 001 to 00 what? 2. So that's how you keep updating your transaction. So in this example, what we are to enter here is our confirmation ID. That's the first thing you have to provide. And once you provided that, you'll be taken to the next section, the other also compulsory section, which is the shipping and tax information. Now, we know that, and that's why an EST is attached to the shipping date here, to asking you to provide just an estimate date for this item to be shipped to NMPC. So you are required to select the calendar button. It will reveal your date, pick the estimated shipping date, and do the same for the delivery date. Provide an estimate delivery date, and once you've done that, you can then select the next button. Now, these are the 2 important information. Like I said, your confirmation ID. Is it coming from NMPC? Is your personal ID correct? So enter that here in the confirmation field. And the next thing you're providing is your shipping date. Must it be the exact date? No, it's likely going to be an estimated date. So provide the estimate date there in the estimated shipment date and estimated delivery date. So once you've done that, you can then proceed to the next thing, which is for you to select next, so you can review your response. Now, once you've selected next, your screen will look somewhat like this. Here, you can see the confirmation ID you had selected, you've entered, and also you will see the dates you've also selected. Now, all you need to do after reviewing this is to confirm that your entry speaks to your intent. If it's different from what you initially want to submit, you can go to select previous to go back and make changes. But if you're fine with all you've entered, kindly select the submit button. What this does is it sends this confirmation to NMPC, and we'll have our PO updated to say, okay, this is the estimated date. It will be updated, but this is what the date will look like, and the order has been confirmed. You've confirmed to us that you are willing to ship this item to us. So that is what this does. So very important to first do another confirmation and before you proceed to the next transaction. Now, once you've submitted this, you might be wondering, how do I know I've confirmed the order? Notice something at the bottom right. Can we see the order status has changed? What is it showing now? Confirm. That is because we confirmed entire order. Now, if in the scenario, let's say in the scenario that actually, let's say in the example that the actual PO that you received, you don't have the entire item in stock, and you want to just confirm some of them, the status would only show partially confirmed. It won't show confirm. It's only after you've selected confirm. It's only after you've confirmed the entire order that the status will show confirm. So note that that status speaks to the stage of your transaction. So once you've seen the confirmed status, be rest assured that your order has been confirmed. Also, you receive an email. The email will also speak to this confirmation as well, to tell you that the order has been confirmed. This is the date you confirmed that your item is going to be shipped, the estimated date and the delivery date. So that's how you can tell that your order has been confirmed. Now, like I said, if you want to update, you don't want to respond to all, you don't want to supply all the item, just some of the item, you can update line item. And that's what it will look like on the screen below. On the screen there, you can see the options. They're a bit tiny, but the first button is saying enter the amount you want to confirm. And if they are back order, say you do not intend to provide them the same period, this back order is going to come later, you can select, provide the amount you want to, the back orders there using the field that is available to you. It's not compulsory, you must respond to each of these fields. You can just confirm the amount you want to ship alone. But if you want to respond to each of them, say you know you cannot supply all 500 items that were sent to you. You can supply 300 and you want to reject the remaining 200. There's a field there also asking you to provide the quantity you want to reject. Can we see it? It's by the right. It's not clear. Okay, it's not very clear. But the field by the right, the one that has number 3 circled by the side, is the reject field. You can provide the quantity you want to reject there and finally hit the submit button. Now, if you want to reject the entire order, the small dialog below the bottom right shows you what will come up on your screen. First, it will ask you to provide a confirmation ID showing your intent, and also a comment to speak to why you are rejecting the order. Once you have done entering this, you can then click the reject order. Once you've done this, you would see the status sent to you as well. Now, here is a flow diagram showing you how this transaction works, how you can confirm an order for goods. First, I think I'll leave this to you. What do we get to help us commence this transaction? An email. We get an email from NMPC. Once we receive this email, are we just going to leave it? No, review, open the content of that email, and what do we select once we've gone through the details of that order? Process order. You can download the PDF file. Thank you. Download the PDF file, go through the details of that order, and see when the department needs this item, how much the net amount is, and the cost, the total cost. Then once you're done and you're fine with it, you can now click the process order. Now, once you're done clicking the process order, it should take you directly to your login page. Now, that login page, all you need to do is just provide your username and your password and click the login to access the PO. In the PO screen, you will see confirmation, create order confirmation. Kindly select create order confirmation, and depending on your capability, do you want to confirm all order? You can select confirm entire order. If you do not want to confirm entire order, you can update line item. Am I still fast? Thank you. So now once you've done this, if you don't want to respond at all, you can reject entire order. Now, you get a confirmation mail after every transaction. It will come in form of an email, and also the order details will also change based on the transaction. If you confirm entire order, it will change and show confirm. If it's for some of the item, it will show partially confirmed. Now, this is what the flow looks like. Next, we are going to proceed to the next thing after confirming an order to supply a goods. Can anybody remember what happens after you confirm an order for goods? Okay, let's just show you. Next thing after confirming an order for goods is for you to send a notice to NMPC. And to do that, you use the create ship notice. Let's put it at the back of your mind now. After you've confirmed an order to supply a goods, what you're supposed to do next is for you to notify NMPC. And to notify NMPC that the item is going to leave this day and to get to them on this exact date, you use the create ship notice. Once you select it, ignore the way my screen is. It won't appear exactly like this. The first thing you see is the screen, highlighted in orange. And the next thing is, after selecting the create shipment notice, the other part was what you're going to see next. So just try not to get confused by this. It's just showing you the first screen and then the second screen together in one slide. Now, once I click the create shipment notice, I get asked to provide some information. Like, number one, our packing slip ID. You packed the item, so you're required to provide your packing slip ID. And also, you're required to select in the ship notice type, is it the actual date or an estimated date? Just click actual because you are notifying the business, so it's supposed to be the exact date. Select actual and then enter in the shipment date. Did we notice anything different from the confirmation? In the shipment date, was there anything different? Okay, let me tell you. In the confirmation, there was EST beside it to say it's an estimate. But here you can see it's just shipment date because it's the actual date you're required to provide. So just click the calendar button to provide the actual shipment date and the actual delivery date. There are also some information that you can provide as well, but they are not compulsory, like the gross weight for the item you're shipping and the gross, volume. Also, if you want to specify the Incoterms agreed, you can do that also in this shipment notice. And another thing you can do also, you can provide the tracking ID, and also you can even reference the company that is going to ship the item. If you're using an external company, say DHL or FedEx, you can capture that also in the advance notice and provide the tracking ID. That helps tell the business that the item is going to be shipped by FedEx and to get to them at the date you've specified in the advance notice. And once you've done with all of this, you can click the next button. It will then take you to this confirmation screen. Apologies for how tiny this is. I just want you to see exactly what the screen will look like. And this is what it will look like. It would come with all the information you've entered. In this example, we can see the packing slip IDs, FedEx, 9 series numbers. And then the ship notice type is showing that it's an actual date. Also, we can see the date. It was shipped 1st December to be delivered on the 3rd. And in the carrier name, you can see the carrier is FedEx. We can also see the tracking ID. And yeah, that's all mainly. The amount is also below. Everything is fine. Once we validate our entries and everything is okay, we can now hit what button? What button did we click after here? Submit. That submit button will then update your status. Notice the status has now changed from confirmed to shipped. Can we see it? Cannot see it, Abi. Sorry. Let me try to. Is it better? Can we see it now? The status is by the right. Is the one circle? Is one boxed? The orange box. Can we see the status? It's showing shipped now because the item has now been shipped. So that's how you can confirm an order for goods, for the supply of goods, and also how you can notify NMPC that the item is on transit, and they can then proceed to, commence preparing all the team members required to receive that item. So we're going to see the flow again once more, so we can have that mental picture of what comes first. What was the first thing we did? We did before notifying NMPC that the item is on transit. So confirm the order. Just make sure that the order has been confirmed. And once you're reassured that the order is confirmed, you can then move to the next thing to create advanced notice. In the advanced notice form, provide the packing slip ID and the delivery dates. Those are the very important fields. The other ones you can ignore it if you don't have it, like the volume, the gross weight, the gross volume. If you don't have that information, you can skip it. But the most important information there is your packing slip ID and your shipment date. Now, once you've submitted it, you should get a confirmation in your purchase order details, and an email will also be sent to you. Let's now move to the last part. I hope I'm not fast. Yeah, thank you. So let's go to the last part. This is how you can respond to a service order. Some of us here, we don't supply goods. We deliver services to NMPC. Now, in this, how do we now transact those service orders is what we are going to touch on now. The same process applies. Some parts are the same, which is been set. It will even show, it will come with the order number, so you can validate that, you know, in the order, when you log into your account. Now, once you've opened the email, you can see the details of that email. It was addressed to the company, Lumify, and we believe after downloading the PDF document that was attached to this order, you've gone through it, you know the dates they need this item, you can then proceed to process this order. Now, I click the process order, the system takes me to my login page. We already have that in memory, so we just typed it in quickly and click the login, the sign in. As soon as I sign in, I am taken directly to the order. And like you saw before, you get to see the purchase order number at the top and the order details. What do we check to confirm that the order is new? The status, correct? Confirmation status is showing new. That means we've not transacted this order yet. So if you have multiple team members that are in charge of responding to purchase order, this helps tell the team that, okay, we've responded to this one and we've not responded to this one. So that status tells you that this order is still new. You've yet to transact that order. And notice the slight difference. Can anybody spot the difference from the purchase order and this service order? Any difference? Create service sheet appears here as the transaction that you're to create next. On the other hand, what was it showing? Ship notice, create ship notice. So for your suppliers of goods, you'll be required to create another confirmation and next to notify NMPC that the item is on transit. But for service order, the first thing will be for you to confirm the order, and also once you've done the job, now that's the difference here. Once you've done the job, only then would you be required to create a service sheet. The service sheet tells the team that you've conducted the job successfully, you've finished the job, and all you're doing now is to get them to accept this service that you've rendered. All they need to do now is to liaise internally, check in with the team, and confirm that the job was done to taste, and when they're fine with this, they can then receive the order, and this then allow you to now invoice for the job you've done. But let's not mix it up. Some people might get confused because in purchase, maybe you supply goods and you also deliver services, and you might want to mix it up. Don't get it confused. For supplies, for service orders, you're required to confirm the order first, and after you've done the job, say it's a job and the order is in milestones. You got the first milestone PO saying for the supply this is for a consulting service, and the order number was sent. The order was sent to you. You're required to confirm the order, and after that milestone after you've exhausted the job, at the end of the milestone, as the job is concluded, you're required to then create a service sheet. Not immediately after confirming the order. Don't mix it up. So I'm assuming we all know that now. So we go next to the first thing we do here after receiving this PO and signing in. What are we doing next? Yeah? We are good students now. We confirm the order. We've gone through the PO details and we've signed into the account. What we are doing now is to confirm the order. Let's take it back again because I feel like we're a bit lost. So let's go back once more. We got an email from NMPC. It's for a service. The service details is saying, we can see the PO, the service order was sent to us. We can see it's coming from NMPC with the order 5000434. Now, we opened this email. We now got to see the NMPC logo. This confirmed to us that this is actually coming from NMPC. We've gone through the PDF file. We saw the dates they need this service. Now, all we are doing next is to click the process order. As soon as I click the process order, it takes me to a login page. I sign in with my username and password. And as soon as I sign in with my username and password, it then logs me into my account. And my account looks like this. You can see the order is shown to me. It will take you directly to the transaction. Notice the PO number is 500000424, which is the same as what we received here. That says it's the same order we are trying to respond to. So next, after receiving this, we are required to confirm the order. Now for services, likely you're going to confirm entire order for the service. So once you click confirm entire order and you've confirmed the order is still new, it should take you to this screen, asking you to provide a confirmation ID. Is this unique to you or from NMPC? Unique to you. So in this example, can somebody give me an example of what this confirmation ID will look like, considering our name is Lumify? It could be that. In the example I showed before, it could be LU, LF, or LUC, LUF, and it will come with the transaction. What transaction are we creating? So, order confirmation, right? So you type in OC and then 002. Or you get, is another confirmation. You've done one before. So this is the second one. So it will be LUC, LUC, OC 0002. Now once you've entered it, you're required to proceed to the next transaction. Notice, for goods, it was asking us to provide our shipment date and delivery date. What are we seeing here? Completion date, correct? An estimate completion date. So that's what you're going to enter in here. You provide the estimated completion date. And once you've done that, you can then proceed to review the line item details. Go through this information. Make sure it tallies with what you saw in your PO. If it does not tally and you want to complain, you can send a mail to NMPC to validate why there's variation between what you saw in your email and what you're seeing here. But if it's the same, you can then proceed to click the next button. Now once you click the next button, it will take you to your confirmation screen. It will just show you all you've entered prior to this screen, the confirmation ID and the completion date that you've selected. Make sure it's the same as what you're seeing here before you finally click the submit button. And as soon as you click the submit button, the order will be updated with the, what button, what will you see there? Confirmed, that this will show that the order has been confirmed. This then tells you that the service order has been confirmed successfully. Now here is the flow chart again, showing you what you are supposed to do. First, you get what? You receive an email. Once you receive the email, what do you do next? Go through the PDF file, correct? Make sure you go through the details of that order, confirm how they arrived at the total amount, and then once you're fine with the order, what do you do next? You click what? Process order. Now, once you click process order, it will take you to your sign-in page, provide your username and password, and log in. Once you log in, it will take you to your purchase order that you're supposed to respond to. Confirm the order, and provide your confirmation ID and the completion date. Then click next to review the item and finally submit. This is what it looks like. That's the flow so that you can have it at the back of your mind, and at any point in time you receive any service order, you can follow these steps. Now, we've confirmed the order. Say this service was for us to, let's even look at the purchase order details. Consider here, but say this was for us to this is a service for the support of this is a security service, and the payment is monthly. The PO is for the month of November, and we want to November, as we've done the job, and it's the end of November. We want to create the service sheet. It's only after we've done that job we can now proceed to click the create service sheet. Now this is the step. And like I said, the order must have been confirmed. And after the order is confirmed, you can then proceed to click the create. Sorry. Are we tired? I hope the mic is not going by our mood. All right. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing with the mic now. I'm just trying to move it around. But hopefully it will be fine now. So yes, now we've confirmed the order. We want to proceed. We've done the job, and it's at the end of the month. Now we want to enter the job we've successfully, executed. What we do next is to create a service sheet. Now the button is just there. We are required to select that create service sheet. Now once we do that, it takes you to this create service sheet screen. And what it would ask you to provide, it will show you the order number, and next you'll be asked to provide your service sheet ID. This is unique to us, like I've been saying before. So enter the, say, LUF SES, because it's a service entry sheet, correct? So we use SES to indicate that it's a service entry, so that we can now provide the serial number 0001. This is our first service that we are rendering. So we enter the 001 and type in that into the service sheet field. And once we're done doing that, we can see the next field, service sheet date. That will be pre-populated for you. The day you're creating the service sheet is what will reflect in the service sheet date. So you won't need to change that. So that date is what you're going to see that. Ignore that and move next to the other information asked here, which is the service description. You are required to provide a short description of the job you've done. So just type it in there, and once you've typed it in there, you can then proceed to add any supporting document, attachment that speaks to the job, anything to just confirm this entry you are doing. You can attach that document. Once you're done attaching the documents, you can then proceed to reference the start date and the end date of this job. It can be an hotel service, and the user requested they stayed in your hotel for a day. You can just enter the day they entered, the lodged in, and the day they lodged out of the hotel. It could be anything. So depending on the service that has been done, enter the start date of the service, when the service started, and when the service ended. Once you provided that, you can then proceed to the next thing. Did we observe anything? There's nothing telling us about the amounts now, yeah? On the screen, can we see anything speaking to the amount? So you are entering a service entry for a job and you can't see the amount. How do we reference the amount in the service entry? So this screen is going to be here. Likely you won't see the information at the bottom. You get to see the line item and the add button. Now, we expect you to click the add button and for you to select amongst the drop down, add unplanned item. Only after you select add unplanned item will this information below appear in front of you. Me, I like it because most times it is coming blank. I can enter any amount I want. I can try to beat the system and enter more zeros compared to the money I saw. So here, I'll just quickly select add, and I'll see from the drop down, add contract or catalog item or add unplanned item. I'm required to select add unplanned item. And once I click add unplanned item, I should see this information here. It will just ask me to provide a short part number or description. Just provide the service description. You can copy what you entered before in your service description and paste it here in the two fields here. And once you've done that, you will go to your quantity. It will be pre-populated for you. All you are just entering here is your unit of measurement. It will also come with your PO. Just type it here, likely AU or EA. So just type that into the quantity field that you're seeing there. And next, my favorite part, you type the amount. So you type the amount that you have done the job that was agreed in the PO that you did the job for. So once you type the amount, leave a space and enter the currency. If it's Naira, you type in NGN. If it's USD, type USD. So write the amount in full. You don't need to put punctuation. Just type the amount and give a space and type the currency next to the amount. Do the same for your subtotal and select next. Once you've selected next, you get to see the review page. It will just show you all that you've entered. Confirm that they are correct, and finally click submit. Your order would be updated to a service status to show you that you've successfully serviced that order. All you'll be waiting for next is for NMPC to review the service you've rendered and accept that service for you to then invoice for the job done. Here's a flowchart quickly. First, we receive what? An email. That email would come with the details of that order. download the PDF and go through the details of the order before selecting process order. Log into your account with your username and password and click create order confirmation. Provide your confirmation ID and the estimated completion date. Sorry, this is for service entry. Apologies. Provide your confirmation ID and also a short service description. And once you've entered the short service description, kindly just proceed to include the start and end date for this service, and also in the line item details, add unplanned item and provide the amount, the quantity, and the currency before you click on next and finally submit. Now this is the step for creating an order confirmation for the supplier of goods, to create an advance shipment notice, to notify NMPC that the item is on transit for supplier of goods, and also how you can respond to a service order from NMPC. They will come with the same, structure, PO, but for different transaction, the steps are slightly different. And like we said, for services, you also receive an email with the service order number, and once you've transacted that order and you've concluded the job, you then proceed to create a service entry. Now that tells NMPC that you've executed the job. All they need to do is verify that in-house and then accept the job. With that, you can now invoice for the job you've done. Now that's the step for creating an order confirmation, doing its advance notice, creating service order, order confirmation for service order, and doing a service entry on Ariba. Do we want to see a live demo? Or we're fine? It was very detailed. We don't need demo. A live demo? No? Okay, we'll stop here. So, a live demo? I'm hearing no, it's not certain. A live demo, or we should end it here? The class is I'm not sure. Should I go with live demo one more time? Yes, okay. No, I'll just go with it. I'll just pick the one I heard the most. I heard yes. So, I'll just quickly do a live demo. So you can have, for those of us that are still struggling to follow along, you can use it to just cement your knowledge. It won't take long. I'll try to be fast with it. And the steps are already known to you, so I believe you already know it. So I'll just quickly point it out to you, what you're to select and what to ignore. I'll log out of this account quickly. All right. So here, I got an email from NMPC. I got an email from NMPC saying, let me just go to my start mail. I got an email from NMPC, and this is what the email looked like. The order came in this form. I just select the order. It's 500000444. Very unique number. I scroll down to the mail. I can see, hello Lumify, this is a purchase order for you to respond to. I can see the amount in this order is for 45 million. I can't see the details of this order, so I open the PDF file quickly. As soon as the PDF file loads, I get to see the details of this order. In the details of this order, I can see the type of order. It's even for a supplier of material. Can you see it? So I can see when they need it. The need by date speaks to when NMPC need this item. So they need this item before 16th December. Now I can see the unit price is 4.5 million, and the subtotal is 45,000. The tax amount is 3.3 million, and that sums up the total amount 48.375 million. I'm fine with this. It speaks to what I signed in the contract for a unit cost for each of the item. I can now proceed to respond to this order. And like I said before, what I'm to select is the process order button. I'll just quickly select it, and it should take me to my login page. Just enter your username and password. I'll just type it, lumify@gmail.com, and I'll click next. My network is very fast because it's taking, yes, perfect. It's actually slow. I'll type my password quickly. Notice what happened. After signing in, it took me directly to the purchase order. Now you can see the order number. Is it the same with what we saw earlier? Yes, right? What am I doing after getting here? Sir? I'll confirm the order. I can see the order status is still new. That means I've not transacted this order. If I even scroll down to the bottom, I can see it's for the supply of a material, high capacity and multifunctional printer. So you can see the price for 1 unit of the printer, 4.5 million, is fine. It speaks to exactly, it's the same thing as what I saw in the PDF. I can now proceed to create order confirmation. How many quantity is there? It's 10 quantity, correct? You can see the unit of measurement is even EA there, 10 quantity. In this example, are we confirming all the order or updating line item? You know, we have it in stock now. We are multinational. You know, we deal on all kinds of parts in Lumify. I'm selling my business to you. So in case you want to sell printers, you can contact our Gmail. It's actually a test account, so don't worry. So, yeah, what am I supposed to provide? What? Our unique ID. Is it coming from NMPC? Your personal unique ID. Like we said, what's the ideal structure? The initial, right? LUC, OC, and what? Serial number. So I'll just type it here quickly. LUC OC 0001. I'll just say 1. So next, I'm to enter an estimated shipping date. Click the calendar icon to select the date we intend to ship this item. It should leave, we don't know the exact date, but we believe we can probably ship it today. It's an estimate. So we'll just select today's date. And we are trying to meet up with the deadline. So we say you should get to them before 7th December. And now once I've done that, I can just scroll down, make sure that I'm confirming the right order, then I select next. And once I'm done selecting next, everything is the same. The order confirmation ID is the same, and the date is estimated. You can see the estimated date is also fine. We can now click the submit button. Notice what happened. The status has now changed from new to confirm. Now, what am I doing next? Create a shipment notice. I'll just select create shipment notice. And once I do that, I will be required to provide my packing slip ID. I'll just use anything. In this example, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have an idea. I'm not an actual vendor. So I'll leave that here. And if you want to provide a carrier name, you can select that here. Notice it's not compulsory. Because of that, there's no asterisk by it. So you can pick any of these service providers and select it. In the notice type, select actual and also enter the shipment date. This is the actual date. So make sure the date is apt and correct. So here, after liaising with the logistic team, they said today will not work. So we're going to try to ship it tomorrow with the hope of getting it to them before that 8. So I'll select tomorrow's date, which is Thursday, and the delivery date, I will also update it to show the 8th, say 8th December. So I'll just select 8th December. And if I have a gross volume, I can provide that here, or gross weight, I can also type that here. If you don't have it, you can also specify the unit. If it's kg, you can provide that and select the kilogram if you need to. So that's how you can enter the gross volume and all that. Now here, I'm fine with everything. I can select, go through all the details and select next. And once I'm fine with my entry, I click submit. Our status would automatically change from confirmed to shipped. Now that's what it will be showing until NMPC receive it. It will change once they receive it to received. But because it's still not, they've not received the item yet, it will be showing the status shipped. Now this is how you can confirm is an order to supply an item on Ariba. Let's just, do we do for service or this is fine? Let's do for service. That was very loud. Okay, I'll do for service quickly. So I'll just do the same. I'll go through the details of the order and just quickly just check the PDF. You can see, this is a hotel company this the render hotel services, and it's for 1 day. You can see the amount is 180,000 per night. So all I'm doing is to confirm this order. What I'm just going to do quickly is to just select process order. Make sure this is addressed to your company. If there's a mismatch and it's addressed to a different company, know that it was sent wrongly. Maybe there was a mismatch in your email address and it got to you. So make sure you look at the name to ensure that it's addressed to your company. So here, I'll click process order. And once I click process order, it should take me to my account. Notice that, did you notice anything? It didn't ask me to sign in again, right? Because I've already logged into my account. Ideally, that's what will happen. If you've logged in, you've transacted the previous order, and you got a new one while logged in, it will just log you directly to your account. It's only when this is your first transaction, it will ask you to sign in with your username and password. And notice, the order status is still new, and the open transactions are for us to create another confirmation and for us to create a service sheet. Which of them are we doing first? Create confirmation. So I'll click order confirmation and I'll confirm entire order. Now I will provide my confirmation ID, which is LUC SES OC 00002. All right, let's speed through this. So completion date is an estimated date, so we'll just provide the estimate date here to be 4th of Thursday, which is the 4th. And I'll click on next. And once I'm done clicking next, I can just click submit. Do I create a service sheet before the service is rendered or after? After the service is rendered. So I'll just quietly click the create service sheet, and it should then take me to this service sheet field here. I'm providing a unique ID from my own end as a supplier. I'll just type in LUC SES 0000. This is our first service order we're getting. So we'll type 0001. Notice what happened. The service sheet date is populated there by itself. We didn't maintain that by ourselves. So all we need to do is provide a service description, a short description telling NMPC that this is the job we entered, we just executed. So type in hotel accommodation. And provide the service start date. It was for Wednesday and it ended on Thursday. So let's say it can be in the past. So just say it was 1 day. I'm just going to use a fictitious date here. Ideally, it can be a past date. It has to be, the end date can be in the past. It has to be either that day or it has to be exact day or something. So I'll just select the start and end date and I'll quickly just add unplanned item. Do you see that? There's nothing speaking to the amount, right? So here I'll just click add unplanned item, and it would then review the field here, asking me to provide the service date, the service description. I'll just copy this and paste it here, and also paste it here. I didn't spell this well. Quantity is not provided, so we'll just type EA or AU, right? And then I provide the amount. How much was it? 180,000. So I'll type 180,000. And like I said, I like to play with the system, so I'll put USD, Abby. So I'll type USD and also do the same. I can just copy, let's just put this in capital letter, USD. I'll copy this amount and paste it here. There's no saying, so I'll just click on next. This should take me to the next confirmation page. Now what will happen if you use the wrong amount? The system will show you an error. It will tell you that the amount exceeds the actual amount, even if it's just the currency you changed, because it has to be the exact amount. So all I need to do is just quickly go back to that entry and type NGN, because that was the agreed amount. I'll do the same. I'll just edit this, remove the currency by the side, and edit this as well, and type NGN. With this, I can now select next. Let's observe what happens. Does it flag us? No, because it's the actual amount. It took us to the next page, which is the review page. And once we're fine with all that we've entered, we can now click on submit. What happened to the start is showing us an option to print this file if you want to. You can click the print to save it as a PDF if you choose to. If you're fine with all of this, you can click on exit. It will then take you to your order details. Notice what happened. What's the status now? Service, because we've successfully serviced the order. Thank you so much for sticking around, sticking through to the session. And if you have a question, I'll take it.
Please, can we appreciate our facilitator one more time? Thank you so very much. Any question? Any clarification? Please, can I have the microphone to that lady, please?
I think I was a bit too fast. There's something else that we also have to have at the back of our mind. Sorry. So sorry. Now, there's a module that is set up on the system from the NMPC side. It's called a supplier performance management module. Now, what it does is it helps us determine defaulters. So we know we sent you an order, we sent you a need date. If consecutively you've been defaulting, the time you send the order is late, and the service department are saying the service you rendered are poor services, this module will account for that, and the team in charge, there will also be surveys sent out to the respective departments, those departments that received the service that you rendered. They will then have to give a remark about it, and with this we can tier you as a preferred supplier, or if worst case scenario, you could be delisted if you're found constantly defaulting and you're failing to render the service after an agreement has been made. So we try to indulge you to try to do the right thing and so render the service at the time required, and also provide the goods at the time required so that you won't be delisted. And the benefit of this also is we have the preferred status. Now, if there's a tender and you're a preferred supplier in NMPC's system, when they are looking at, say everyone bid the same amount, but we've known you for the past 10 years, you've constantly been doing a great job, and you're listed on the system as a preferred supplier, it gives you an edge over those suppliers that don't have that status. And to attain that status, you have to constantly perform. So just to put it at the back of your mind, that the module is active and is currently running. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please, before you go ahead with your question, ma'am, we have a vehicle, black Land Cruiser FKJ 47JL. Please, you're blocking someone. Please go and repark. Black Land Cruiser FKJ 47JL. Please go and repark. Thank you. Your question, ma'am?
Thank you very much for this very detailed brief. It has really helped to deepen our knowledge of, processing the orders. But I just noticed you didn't say anything about add attachment, because I find that is something we always have to do, especially when you are creating ship notice. They will always ask you to add attachment. That's the invoice that you prepared. So I don't know whether, you need to please walk us through that.
All right.
Thank you. Or is it not necessary?
It is actually. And for you to add attachments, there will be a button here for you to do that, ma'am. Can you see that button? So you can just click the add attachment button and provide supporting documents, like a PO document that you've confirmed here as well. Just provide that. Invoice is electronic. It will be electronic in the future, so you won't need to attach that. Really, what you're attaching is just the PO, document that you've confirmed, and then you can provide that as a supporting document here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Next.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Mohammed. I'm from Anzora Travel. So I have two questions. One of the questions is on that compose of message. How are they going to reply to you? Is it through mail or through the platform? And the second question is that on the PO that you confirmed, there is no second line item, the service charge of the service we render. Because when we render a service, there's a column of the cost of the service we rendered. And there's a column that they will pay us for our service that we render. And in your confirmation, I didn't see that one.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think I got your question. Very good catch there. And this is because it's a demonstration. We try to use a very simple example. So
On that second line item,
The
that
service
I come
charge.
for clarification, yes.
Okay. So ideally, if it's multiple lines, you would see the option to confirm the selected line. If you notice it's there, just select the one you want to confirm and the one you want to do service entry for. Did you notice there are two? They are listed there. The first is the actual cost, and then the second line will be there. Service charge is always there too. Just depending on the transaction, you select the first the value for the job, and then proceed to select the service charge and do a service entry for each of them. You are doing individual service entry for each line.
The cost of the
goods, the service,
then the
service
service charge.
Yes, you are doing two service entries.
Okay. But my question here is that when sending the PO,
Yes.
because in every transaction that you did, there's a tax that is accrued that you are going to pay a federal government. In sending the PO, are they going to send it before they will deduct the tax inside the system, or they are going to deduct the tax before they send the PO?
They'll deduct it before they send it to you. And if you notice, when you're doing your service entry, if you enter the gross amount, it will throw an error to tell you that it exceeds the amount, because all we expect that you enter there is the net amount. The system will calculate the tax for you, because we've captured that in the PO while creating the PO to send it to you. So what you are doing is enter the net amount, the system will calculate the tax, and likely it's going to be on the service charge, correct? So yes, that's how it works. Now for your first question, when you send a message to the team, you're going to receive the response via mail. I don't know if you want, they will do that from their own part. They'll respond to this question from their own side. But how you receive that is through a mail. All you need to do is just check your mail. You see it addressed from the project team members to you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Appreciation to your lectures.
Thank you, sir.
My question is this.
Your name, sir, and your...
Omika Amor is my name. I'm the MD and CEO of King's Palace Technical and Consulting Limited. In a case that you are being invited for a supply of a particular product with specification, then you have a service provider who is willing to supply those products on behalf of the company before they are settled, or they intend to fund your supply. Let me put it that way. So how are they going to verify the order electronically if they wish to do so? Thank you.
All right, so you have a partnership with a different supplier. And who received the order?
It's me.
So you're the one to respond to the order, not the partnership. You can sort that outside of the system. If there is an order to them, they will also receive an email with addressed to them with the details of that order captured in it. So if the order is addressed to you, you're required to provide, the order confirmation from your profile and then cater for that outside of the system on your own terms.
Thank you. Next question from that angle.
Good afternoon. The question I want to ask, can NMPC create a kind of help page should in case someone, get confused along the line or you don't meet up? So can there be any kind of help page?
Thank you so much, sir. So we have two, I would say it's two socket layer, help page. One from Ariba themselves and also one from NMPC. Probably you would reach out to us, we'll disclose how you can access those, but they are really available. And also, if you notice, you have a pamphlet that came with your baggage. It also comes with the steps. And in every transaction, especially purchase orders, you also receive a link to the steps on how to transact the order, also in that PO. But if you need more details, I think our team would respond to you with access to that Q&A section, the platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Name is CD Madaki, MD QD IT Limited. My question is, after the bid opening process, for those vendors that maybe didn't succeed in the bid, are they supposed to get like a notification of how the conclusion of the bid went? And if that happens, some bids still remain like showing pending on the app. Why is that happening? Is it that the selection has not been completed or what?
I can answer the second one, but I can't answer the first because it's internal policies. They will be the ones to communicate that to you. But the second one, when it's showing pending selection, it means the event is still ongoing. Only after it would update the status from pending selection to completed once the event has ended. So you can just go back to the event to just see the status. It will change eventually to completed once the event has closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Two questions. My name is Daniel Isiocha, GM, Abuja Lazon, Techno Oil. On that composed message, kindly clarify if what the time will be like. Is it a timely response? Because you know that the submission of the bid too is time bound.
Correct.
So how quick will the response be? Then secondly, on this same platform, you've done this lecture. If there is a bid from various SBUs, will it still come as one, or will still have to respond to them individually? I give you a practical example. Assuming there is a bid from NNPC Trading or maybe NGIC and all that, would they still come through this platform, or they will still come individually? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your question have layers inside of it. So let me answer that. Yes, it will come through Ariba, and for each of these companies, it will come as a separate event. For NNPC Trading, it will also come from NNPC Trading to your profile, same profile, but it will come as a separate event. You can participate to each of them individually. And your first question, I'm not very clear. The composed message, how long it takes for them to respond. I believe that would, I want to say no more than 48 hours. Because the team, they're actively, overseeing the event. So for any questions and inquiry to respond to it, you should get a response as soon as maximum 48 hours. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. After now, just one more question.
The name still remains Engineer Mohammed Abdul Salam.
Yes, sir.
Please, I want to ask, for those 5 selective specialization one has marked, if they are sending an order, is it blanket or selective? The second one is, if an order for this water is raised, and I decide to quote 1,500, is this subject to the least bidder or the highest bidder? Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I won't be able to speak to the second question again. They have internal policies on how that is being arranged. I believe they have a structure of how they evaluate suppliers and their response. So that is internal to NNPC. But the first question you asked, right? You're trying to, let me just get that first question. I wasn't really clear on the first question. So if you can just say that again, let me just understand the first question. Okay, categories. Yes, how is the order getting to you? Yes, the order is based on the contract with you. So mainly it's the tender that would, speak to how the PO will come. So say, for example, the tender is for apparels and luggages. Like we saw, they were for supply of caps. If in your profile, you said you can deliver caps, so you'll be invited in such events. And the event type is also specific to NNPC, depending on the strategy that has been adopted from NNPC side. So if you are required to participate, you get an invitation to participate. Once you participate, the order will speak to what you agreed in the contract after winning the award. So it's not like based on the category, it's based on the contract that you've signed. So it's just the tender that is specific to the category. I don't know if that was clear. Okay.
Thank you so very much. We're sorry we can't take further questions. We still have our help desk at the back. You can go there and make more inquiry. Please, can we appreciate our facilitator, please? Thank you so very much, Mr. Salah Michael. Thank you for that detailed illumination concerning POs. And, right here, we always, make that very important too. Shoulder, da. One more time, my head, da. One more time, my head, my shoulder, my knees, my toe, my shoulder, my knees, my toe. Thank you so very much. You can have your seat to class. with expert solution. With expert solution.
Is an alert. So it's easy. Okay? Okay? This, you've done your service only at that. This is, you've done your service only at that. This, I'm the last person to. Sleeping, what's going to wake you up? Alert. And the guarantee. Alert. And the guarantee we are giving you in NNPC is that you do your part, we do our part. If you miss out on one part, it's going to be difficult for you to get payment at the end. Okay? So that's the only. My name is Adi. You are not that sits in the nothing with 45 days. The department, and that's better for 45 business. But don't worry. Better for 45 business. But don't worry. Accounting scheme where you can be paid. Accounting scheme where you can be paid. All right, so let's go through here. This is not an NPC nodding, so you know that. So I have to tell you, you have an invoice number. That some companies you're going to receive. So the best. All right, so let's go. You're going to receive. So the best. All right, so the best. All right, so let's go into. So let's go into what this is all Ariba. After this, what this is all Ariba. After this, it will anybody. 20 days, now anybody. 20 days, now Ariba. Okay? PO, and then you are reattaching it when you are doing the service entry. Anything. So you can see management of paper is not efficient for us. So what that means is if you submit your invoice, you submit yours, we pile everything up. Maybe it will take you 2 days before. So with Ariba, we can't do that anymore. Michael showed you earlier, interact with the RFP, respond, and so on and so forth. The opening of the bid will be done in Ariba. So you'll be there, you have full visibility, you'll see everything, and so on. And then at the end of the sourcing activity, an award is made. That award is legalized by a contract. So number one document, if you're writing it down, number one document that you get is a contract. That means legally you've been given an award, gone through a selective process. You are now authorized to provide this service or deliver this item. Now with a contract, can you now provide the service or deliver the item? Once you have a contract. Can you do it? We're not sure. Okay, so after today, we all should be sure, and the answer is no. So you have a legal contract that's been signed all the way at the top in NNPC. You are not to start any service or deliver any item with a legal contract. What do you need? You need a PO, purchase order, service order. That document is the working document of that contract. So the contract is a fantastic vehicle. Okay, you've been given that vehicle. If you don't have a driver, that vehicle will stay there forever. We all agree. So that's the same thing. If you have a contract, you don't have a PO that works off that contract, you can't start anything. Okay, so the first thing you will do is, and the NNPC would always give you a PO. So forget about what's happened in the past. We're looking forward now. Once you have a contract, because I know there are some of you here, I'm sure there are some of you here, you have been doing jobs without a PO. Can I see some hands? Don't be shy. Okay, I can see. No, that's it is right. That's the process. It's a disjointed back to front process. But what will happen with Madam that raised her hand, that she's got a contract, when it's now time for payment, it's going to be very difficult. I'm sure those that are working, okay, so you're nodding your head. So that's where the problem will come, because it hasn't followed the process. You understand? we haven't gone through the process of managing liquidity based on us looking at the PO and running commitment reports. You understand? So that's why it's very important. So number one, we have our contract, we get the working document, which is a PO. The number 3 document is what you now have to do, which is to confirm that PO. Some of you can reject, because one lady in the other session said, I can also reject. And I told her, it seems you are the only one that wants to reject our PO. But she's right, she can reject. Before you confirm a PO, take that PO. Remember, it's the working document of the contract. Take that PO, look at the contract. Are they saying the same thing? If it's a milestone-related service, make sure all the milestones are in the line items on the PO. So just check it against it. Check other final things also. Payment terms must be in your contract. Whatever is agreed that is in the contract must come to the PO. Delivery date, and so on and so forth. So that PO is now the working document of that contract. Because you send the product, we can't receive it, because we've not planned to receive it at that point. So maybe your driver, maybe you have 4 or 5 containers, they sit there for 2, 3, 4 days before finally we free up space to accept the item. Those other costs, those incidental costs that you've now incurred, you cannot pass it to NNPC. It's not in your contract, number 1. And 2, you didn't inform us. You didn't follow the process. So you can see, if you don't follow all those steps, there will be difficulties in the collaborative relationship. Are we clear on that? It's a document in Ariba. You will see it. Just put it there. Put the date. When are you going to deliver? Put those dates there. If you are not sure of the date, just put a roundabout date. But just make sure you let us know. Same thing if it's a service. You send the service provider. Maybe you are providing a number of people to come and fix something for us. In NNPC in the towers here, you all know you need a permit to get in, isn't it? If that person comes, he gets to the gate, he says, oh, I want to go and fix so and so there. Because the user department, they've not been informed, they haven't planned for that person. They might have even have gone for an event. Maybe they are here at the summit. So that person will come. If it's a daily charge for that person, you cannot charge for that day. You understand? It's a wasted effort for that person. NNPC will not accept that charge. If you do a service entry, you put that date, we will cancel it. Because 1, you didn't tell us that person is coming that day, so we didn't plan for him. If you have done an advance service notice, it's coming so day, even if we have an event like this, we would have planned, leave his name at the gates, this person is coming, and so on. So that person can come and that is fully integrated so that we can activate this invoice. Okay? So you've done that, which is your number 4 document. You've done the advance, so we'll call it 5A, is you deliver. Okay? If it's an item, you deliver. If it's a service, you do a service entry. At delivering or at doing a service entry, providing an invoice is extremely premature. You cannot send an invoice. The automated invoice will not open up. Because just because you've done a service entry to say, I did this service, I did that service, it doesn't mean that's what the invoice will be for. Because 5B is the key document, which is where the liability is posted into our own system, and then we're agreeing that we owe you that. And 5B is where we do either the goods receipt or the service acceptance. You understand? 5B. So 5A, you are delivering the item. So let's go back to our contract. 100 drill bits have been brought in. You've now delivered it to my location. Okay? So that's your own part, which is 5A. 5B, I now have to look at those items and accept those items. In accepting those items, I'll have subject matter expert, I'll have my GLC for compliance, and I'll have my auditors. So this is the internal process in NNPC. We look at those items. If for any reason we can only accept 90 because they are within spec, 10 is off spec, it means this invoice would only open up for that 90. The remaining 10 will go back to the purchase order automatically, update the purchase order, and to say you have 10 that you haven't delivered. And you have 10 that you have to collect off spec. So which means you still have open purchase order with 10 items you haven't delivered. That's the way the system will see it. This is good for both of us because you can invoice for that 90 and let that 90 go and queue up for 45 days while you now go through the process of getting this extra 10. Once you get that 10, you'll deliver it again. We will do a goods receipt, and then invoice will open up for 10. Okay? So a PO is not a one-to-one relationship with an invoice. A PO has a one-to-many relationship on the invoice. You understand? And it will open up automatically based on delivery or service acceptance. It's the same thing for a service milestone related. So you have a contract, you have to provide that service in maybe 5, 6 milestones. On the PO, you will have 6, 5 line items. Each line on the PO would have its own service entry, service acceptance, invoice. You understand? Same PO, one PO, but each line would have its own individual documents. I hope we're clear on that. So don't expect, I think the question was asked on Monday, a PO is not linear. So a PO is not necessarily just one line. It can have as many lines as the contract dictates. If the contract says you're delivering all 10 items, 100 items at the same time, then it's a one-line PO. But if it's graduated, provide this day, provide this another day, and so on, then you have different line items on the PO. Okay? All right, so as soon as you get the PO, remember, we've now established liability, we've done 5B, isn't it? That is the only time this invoice will open up. Only when we accept, we've established liability, that's the only time the invoice can open up. The good news for you is that immediately we accept, there's no going back. You understand? Once you deliver, which is where 2 weeks we haven't done the receipt. Some of the questions that came in is, why does it take you so long to accept? Or why does it take you so long to do a goods receipt? Remember, that is the only physical point in the whole process, in the whole end-to-end process. That's when somebody needs to physically receipt that item. It can't be done by a system or in an automated manner. So assuming I get somebody to paint this whole hall, I can't tell Ariba, go and check that they've done it. You understand? I need to get somebody to come here, inspect, make sure it's done properly, and so on and so forth. It's only after that they can go into the system and say, accept. Accept 100%. Or accept 90%. They didn't paint this place. They left out this place. You understand? So it's only that point that liability has been established, and that's the only time this invoice will open up. So that's when this process will start. So this process is your number 6 document, which is invoice. So let's get into it now. So how do we activate this invoice? So let's look at a step-by-step guide on this. Next thing I will say is, who was here 9 a.m.? Who has been here since 9? Okay. All right, so I see a lot of hands, they are not up. So those that have been here since 9 a.m., everything we did from the beginning to this last stage, we are going to package it, and we're going to send it to you by email. You are going to have it. Only those that have been here since 9. I have your names. Oh, 8. Okay, those are here. Okay, don't worry, those have been here since 8. You'll get it first. Remember, it's going to queue up. All right, so you will get it. You will get everything. So in your own time, you can go over it. I know there's a gentleman over there that asked about documentation. You're going to be so tired because you're going to have so many things to read. Okay? As some of your children or grandchildren are doing homework, you'll be doing your own too. You understand? You'll be reading these things. But they are straightforward and they are easy. By the time you start going through the system, you see it's a step-by-step approach. It's not difficult at all. Okay, so what do we need to do? For the invoice, I always tell my colleagues, it's the easiest job. So they've done all the difficult bits. This is the easiest part. Easy for me is easy for you. Because when it comes to invoice, you are smiling. You've gone through that stage. You know that it's just payment. We all have to know that at this point, NNPC will not come back and say, what you delivered is off spec. It's too late at that point. Do you all agree? Because at the point of goods receipt, service acceptance, they had the ability to check, call out the people internally to check it. Once they pass it this way, all they need to do is just to pay. So you do your part by sending the invoice, and then they start paying. And this is where we take 2 minutes, and I give you the story of the hot amala. Okay? So I went to the amala joint. They served me the amala with all the rishi and everything. At that point, I didn't say anything. You know what I did? I just washed my hand. Maybe because I was so hungry and everything, washed my hand, ate everything. When they now brought the bill that I should pay, story started from my end. Oh, that amala, it wasn't even soft. It was so hard, I just managed it. Even the soup, too much salt. I can't pay you this money. It's not too late at that point. There's nothing that can happen now. So it's the same story here. Once you receive it, there's no going back. Okay? And that's what we are guaranteeing you. Once we do a goods receipt, service acceptance, just know that you are going to get paid. It's not at the point of payment we now start asking for some other documents or where did you submit it to, who receipted it. There's no argument. It's fully automated. So that's why that point of acceptance is the key point in the whole process. Once we accept it, that's it. If later on we now found out that, okay, the laptop they even supplied is not the right one. It was made in China. It's not the spec we asked for. We will still pay you. Our own redress is that we will go back to Ariba, we will put X against your company's name, and we will put Y. So the next time you come for another procurement cycle, that X will not be flashing like this. Oh, this man, look at what he did. He brought Chinese laptop the last time. You understand? And it's there forever in the system. So how do you want to remedy it is up to you. If you now decide on your own, we won't chase you for anything. You want to remove that X. You can now talk to supply chain department. How do I remove this X? How do you forgive me? You understand? So if they now say, look at what happened, it's now up to you. We won't chase you. It's up to you. You understand? We have no legal grounds to chase you because we accepted it. That means internally we didn't check. The hot amala. I was hungry. I just ate everything. At that point, I didn't say it was hard. If when they brought it, I was, no, this one, look at it, it's not even okay. I rejected at that point. You know they will change it for me. But because I've now consumed it, it's too late. Okay? So at that point, it's too late. Once invoicing opens up, once it's blue, you can see where it's highlighted in red. Once that point is in blue, it means invoicing has been activated. And it's only active based on a service acceptance or a goods receipt that's been done by NMPC. Okay? So you just click on that. And then you choose a standard invoice. So you always choose a standard invoice. So this is the only requirement from you. 1, what's your invoice number? 2, what is the date of your invoice? That's all that is required. Some of you have receipt booking vouchers you use for your invoice, so they already have pre-printed invoice numbers. Just put it in here. Okay? And then put the date. Also, where we've noticed that a lot of you are smarter than us is on this date. So because we said 45 days after invoice and so on, you say, okay, this is the invoice date. You now backdate it. It won't work. Before, you can catch us, not anymore. You understand? We too, we know the game. So it's not this date. This date is only a reporting field. You understand? It's only a reporting field. The date this was posted is what the system would use to start counting your 45 days. Okay? Not whatever date you put here. So please feel free to put any date you want. All right, so once you put that date, you continue. The next line is the line of the invoice. Unlike what you are doing before on the service entry, that you are going to put the cost, you are going to put the service you provided, all those things. On here, you don't do that. This line is coming from previous documents, which you cannot change. And that line is coming from the service acceptance or goods receipt. You understand? Because when you deliver the item, when you provided the service, this is what we agreed. So you will see that line and you accept it. If you don't accept it, it's fine. You will go back and say, look, I delivered 100 drill bits. This line is showing 90. What's happening? Maybe you missed out on the email, because automatically you get the email to say 10 has been rejected. It's just this one, so you cannot look at the other one. To say 10 has been rejected. When the invoice comes in, you see 90. So you'll be wondering, or if it's a different department, maybe it's your finance department working on this. And they were not part of the process when 10 was rejected. So they'll be expecting to see 100 here. It's 90 that will show up here. Let them make their inquiry, and then they will be told, look, it's 90 when you deliver the other 10. So it's now your choice here. If you don't want to submit this invoice, you can wait, collect the other 10 that we said is off spec, deliver another 10, make it up as 100, and then one invoice will go. You understand? But that's not to your advantage. You agree? It's not to your advantage. It might take you 2 weeks to deliver the other 10. Let this 90 go, and let it go and queue up. You understand? That 2 weeks, that's already 10 days that has gone off your waiting time for payment. So when this other 10 is okay, let it go on another invoice. It will go and start his own 45 days. Okay? All right, so that's all you do. You accept it. For now, we expect an invoice attachment. So you know that paper invoice that you normally send? We expect you to attach it here. So you can see down the attachment. So this is the only attachment we expect in the whole process. Why do we need this? Because we need to have an invoice with your logo on it. Okay? So that's invoice, either a PDF or take a picture of it, whichever way you have it, then just add it to your electronic invoice as an attachment. Remember I said for now, what we're going to be doing, I remember we're going to be having engagements back and forth. is we expect everybody here to build their own electronic invoice with your format, your logo, everything of yours in Ariba. So you all have individual logins for Ariba. Create your format, just a format. So what we'll call an invoice template. So remember those that have receipt booking vouchers, it's paper. Remember it's all blank. You just have your logo, invoice number. So do all that inside Ariba. So anytime invoice is activated in Ariba, just create, select standard invoice, your template will just come up with your logo and so on and so forth. It will put in the line. So where we have that line item, so all these templates you are seeing here, it will be your own invoice template with your logo and so on and so forth. Once you've done that, you don't need to attach anything. So part of the vendor enablement is available already in Ariba. You can go there, vendor enablement, create your own invoice. You just go through the steps. You don't need any special skills. Okay? Some of you, maybe your children or grandchildren can even do it for you. Just say, this is the logo. They just snap it from somewhere, they will do it. You understand? You don't need any special skill. You don't need to hire anybody. So in this whole process, from the onboarding, because we keep hearing stories that people are charging you to do this, or you're engaging a company to onboard you. You don't need to do anything like that. From onboarding yourself, doing the RFP, the bidding process, POs, and so on and so forth, don't engage any company. You can do it yourself. If you have any issues, who do you call? You call us, yes. There's an Ariba help desk. There's an Ariba email. Everything is email, so don't call. Send your email. They have an SLA to respond within an hour. So within an hour, you'll get a response. In most cases, way before. Within 15, 20 minutes, you have a response. And then back and forth, you resolve the issue. Okay? So that's the invoice, the attachment. And then you just view whatever you've attached. So just make sure it shows up on that line that you've attached a document. And this is your invoice. So this is your invoice ready for you to submit. So you can see it's just 3 things you've done. Invoice number, date, and then the attachment. Once you do that, you submit. Okay? So within minutes, you've submitted your invoice. Review it, and then submit. Now, once you submit this invoice, it's going to post into our system. It's not going to any individual to take that invoice and start entering it into our system. It's going to post automatically into our system, and then it goes into the treasury queue for payment. The only thing stopping you getting payment immediately is that thing they call payment terms. Left for me, I want payment terms to be immediate. If I'm a supplier, isn't it? But we have to be realistic. If we say payment term is immediate, most likely you won't get paid immediately. So payment terms is agreed beforehand. Even before you get a contract, you agree payment terms. Do we agree? So during the RFP process, before a contract is issued to you, it's part of the RFP process. Is it 45 days? Is it 30 days? Is it 15 days? So all that is agreed. It forms a major part of your contract. Okay? So when it comes to invoicing, there's no argument. 45 days, you get payment. So that's all you do. Once you do this, you submit it, it posts into the system. What do you do at that stage? I said it now, you go and sleep. Because there's nothing else for you to do, you go and sleep. You can't call anybody for payment, just be looking at it, you know. Any of you use Ariba on your mobile phones? Okay, I can see some heads. Yes. So just be checking it. You will see how long. It queue up for 5 days, and then it starts dropping. If for any reason, so let me just tell you this, it's not going to get to 1 day to payment. and then that 1 day is not 1 day. You understand? What will happen is if it's like 5 or 6 days to payment, that is when any change can happen. If there's going to be an extra 2 days, 3 days, is at that point it will come in. So 5 days, you receive email, so and so for liquidity reasons. So 5 days will now jump to 8 days. You understand? So that you too can plan adequately. Some of you, maybe you got facilities and so on. You can inform, your banks and so on. Okay? But it's not going to get to payment will be made tomorrow. You would have planned, done all these things, planned to go to different places, and then it comes, no payment. So it won't happen. Don't quote me, but it will happen. Okay? I mean, if we do our own part, remember it's a collaborative system, but all of us working together, this won't happen. The issues we usually get here is that this person will call that person, and then this payment will go to the top. If one goes to the top, naturally one has to come down. And then it works like that. You understand? But if we all collaboratively agree that we're going to let this system work the way it's supposed to work, everybody will be on the same level playing field when it comes to payment. Immediately acceptance is done into queue. If you want payment earlier, it's not here that you're going to influence that. You will go back to the very beginning. At the RFP stage, discuss it with whoever wants to give you that contract. That, look, I can't do 45 days. They told me in a waiver session it's 45 days. I can't do your standard policy terms of 45 days. Can we agree 30 days? Can we agree 15 days? If you're able to get it, good luck to you. If you get that 15 days, it means that's what will come into the invoice. And to queue up for only 15 days. I hope we agree that part. So it's not, this 45 days is not going to override what is in the contract. What is in the contract is what will come here. It's just that the standard policy is 45 days. Okay? Working days. So once you review it, you've posted it, that's all. At this stage, you have your invoice number. Remember, the invoice is your own document. It's not an NNPC document, which is why we need that attachment for the logo and so on. The invoice is your own document that you're submitting to us. We are just giving you this facility for you to be able to do it electronically, so it's not paper-based. So once you submit this, it's gone into the queue. An invoice cannot fail. Invoice cannot be rejected. You understand? Invoice, everything has gone. We will say it's an academic document. One, you cannot change what is on that invoice. You can't change the value of the invoice because it's based on goods receipt, service acceptance. So that value you cannot change. So just review it, submit. If you don't want to submit, maybe you don't agree with the goods receipt that has been done or the service acceptance that has been done. Remember the first example I gave on the service. You didn't do advance service notice. The person came, spent a whole day at the gate. He didn't provide any service to an NPC. When you're now doing your service entry, that day that he didn't provide any service, you now put it there. You put 8 hours. The person doing the service acceptance will say, no, this day is not 8 hours. Yes, you came, but you spent these 8 hours at the gate, and it's not our own problem. You didn't tell us beforehand, so I'm canceling this one. So you can see that 8 hours is gone. It's not going to match your invoice if you send a premature invoice, which you can't do with Ariba because it won't open up. You understand? Okay? All right, so that's all on invoice. So 45 days passes. You receive your alert. So you submit the invoice, you go and sleep. Most of you won't go and sleep. You go and chase another job, isn't it? Okay, so you go and chase another job. Of course, it's natural now. So you go and chase another job. You're absolutely right, sir. All right, so you go and chase another job. 45 days comes, boom, the alert comes in. What do you do after that? What do you do after the alert? Smile. What else? Chase another one. All right. You know, all you suppliers, you always say the same thing. Smile, I'll go and chase another one, I'll go and do party, those kind of things. None of you say this, even though we don't want you to do it, but none of you say, oh, I'll go to an NPC and appreciate them. You understand? So let me even appreciate them. They gave me the contract. They paid early. You heard what Oga said. He said everything is online. All right. So my colleague is going to come here from the compliance department. He's going to tell you, please don't appreciate us. We haven't done anything special. We've just done our job. Remember, it's all fully automated. This is your own, you know, you've worked for it. It's your own money. It's benefited us. That's why we gave you the contract, isn't it? It's not a one-sided relationship. So please don't appreciate us. He's going to come. He's going to explain everything about that. So once you receive your payment, just do whatever you need to do. Invest your money, whatever you need to do. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Thank you so very much. Please, can we appreciate our facilitator, please? Thank you so very much. Questions? I have one here, the first person here.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Mohamed Abdulsalam. On the invoicing, what happens to dealer of plants who are basically under commission? And with what you have said, for you to get paid in NMPC, if you are lucky, you'll be paid twice in a year. If you are not, you'll be paid once. Now, for your 45 working days, it's approximately 50 days. That's about 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Don't you think it will affect the expense or the profit line on the margin by the suppliers? Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much. So if I go back to the Hotamala, at the point where it's time to pay, it's too late for me to now start negotiating when I'm going to pay. You don't agree? It's too late at that point. So where, and your face looks very familiar, but where that should come in is at the point of RFP, before you even start the job, before they issue the contract. Because they will tell you at that point, and you will know at that point that it's 45 days after you submit invoice. The way all agree, we know at that point. What you don't know is it might take a little longer, maybe 46 days, but let's leave that. At the point of you getting the contract, you would know that you're going to be paid 45 days after you submit invoice, which means you would have finished the job, we would have accepted it. Now if it takes us 2 weeks to accept, it doesn't count towards those 45 days because it's based on invoice, which means acceptance has been done. So if you want an earlier date, at that point you need to negotiate with the supply chain. Even though we're talking, it's called payment terms. That payment on it is just given, you think it's finance, it's not finance. It has nothing to do with us in finance. It's a supply chain activity. It's you agreeing with supply chain. So don't look at that payment and think we are the cause of you getting paid in 45 days. It's supply chain. You understand? So at the very beginning of the process, you know, we say it's a P2P process. It's a procure to pay. When it comes to the second P, there are two activities happening there. One is this invoicing, the next one is the payment. But in the first P, a lot of activities, the sourcing, the contracts, the POs, the service entry, service acceptance. So all that is happening in the first P. When it comes to the second P, we're just taking what you've agreed over there. In finance, we're not even supposed to know you as suppliers at all. We play a back office role. We don't see you. We don't know you. You understand? Your interface is with the supply chain team. They're the ones you discuss with. If there's any RFP, you have meetings, sessions with them, clarification, and so on. As finance, we just take a back office role. Whatever they say at this point, we just, implement it. So if you go back to this stage and you then tell them that, look, this thing is going to affect my profit line. I can't do 45 days. I can do 15 days. You might have an alignment, maybe you meet in the middle, 30 days. You understand? It has to be agreed at that point, not at the point of payment. I hope we all agree with that. So that's the only way we can automate it. It must come in from the beginning. So the gentleman talked about also 2 payments a year, if you are lucky, once a year. So we have changed. That's what I would say. Maybe we used to do that in the past. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But it's true. Okay. So maybe. But we have changed. You agree we've changed? Okay, he said a bit, but I'll say we have changed. So we have changed. We are fully automated now. On your own part too, you have to change. Don't call finance. Don't try and influence. Okay, I know this person here. Let's see. He won't be able to change it. Remember that audit trail is on it. If he changes it, we will see it. Why is this number 1 here when it's supposed to be here? You understand? Those reports are available across different areas in NNPC. So we've changed. Payments will be on schedule. Okay, so it's not a case of it's only this time in the year. Because in the last session, somebody made it clear to me. I'm sure he's been working in NNPC or he's been doing business in NNPC for a long time. He said, no, Doc, no. When you people are doing audit, you don't pay anybody. You understand? So he said, whenever it's around that, from November all the way to January, you don't pay. Nobody gets paid. So I said, well, we have changed. I'm not going to argue because maybe if he didn't experience it, he won't say it. So what I would say is that we have changed. Whatever we're doing internally should not affect you as suppliers. It's unfair on you. You understand? So we'll follow that automated process. 45 days, definitely will be 45 days.
All right, thank you, sir. Next question.
Good afternoon. My name is Still Perry. Sir, presently we have an ongoing contract that it was being given to us not through the Ariba platform, but rather through the normal email. Usually, we always have first milestone payment, second, third, and fourth. We're able to secure the first and the second, and probably the third. I think it will take us to next year. And from the look of things, Ariba is taking place, or is taking the platform, the payment platform, both the contract and the payment. Are we going to navigate to Ariba ourselves, or the NNPC they will take the responsibility by navigating us to Ariba? Then the second one, the arrival of Ariba, does that milestone payment continuous, or once you are done with your work, your payment will be once? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So, a number of things he has asked there. One is, remember we haven't gone live with e-invoicing. This is going live in January. So he's asking what's the cutoff process. He's been doing this manually. At what point do we now cut over here? And then when he goes into Ariba, it's not a new Ariba, it's the same Ariba. All that will be active is that invoice. So at what point would that be activated? So if you have, I hope you have a PO on your contract. Okay. So you have a contract, you have the PO. So all the line items on the PO, any item that has gone into service acceptance will not come into Ariba. You need to submit the paper-based invoice. You understand? Because it can't be active here anymore. So that's the cutoff, and that's what we're looking for. So any item that you've done a service entry in somewhere else, paper-based or whatever, will be done again in Ariba, because no liability has been established. You have just said, I've done this, I've done this. So that's your PO for that milestone. You just repeat that service entry in Ariba. It will come to us, we'll accept it also in Ariba, and then the invoice will open up. So that's where we have this cut over stage. So anything you've done, service acceptance, please submit your paper-based invoice. It's not going to be electronic. So if you have invoices that are due, NMPC has receipted the item, you have a goods receipt note, or you have a JCC, it means you have to submit your paper-based invoice. But you don't have a JCC, then in December, it will be here in Ariba that you're going to activate that invoice. I hope that's clear. Okay.
All right, thank you. Please, can we appreciate our facilitator? Thank you so much, sir, for that straightforward answers and clarification concerning e-invoicing. Thank you so very much. All right, I want to ask, are we learning? Are we gaining? All right, so because that's the way forward. Come 2026 January, all e-invoicing will be activated. So you better be on that platform, Ariba platform. Just to pick our brains small, okay? And what are some of the few benefits of the e-invoicing? Sorry? I'm not hearing you guys. Efficiency, yeah, and what? Visibility, and what's the last one? Collaboration. You guys are good students. You're learning so much. All right, like he said, everything is now done automated, right? So you don't really need to appreciate anyone. Okay, all those bottlenecks, you need to know one person that knows the other person. I mean, don't you think that's good? Do you appreciate that? Please put your hands together for NMPC Limited, please, for taking that plunge. So to help us clarify those code and conduct, and also suppliers, you as suppliers, your due diligence, we would like to invite from the Governance and Risks Compliance Division, please put your hands together as I bring to the microphone to come and break it down briefly for us. Please, can we appreciate Fahad Ahmed, please? You are not celebrating. He's coming to tell you, do not give bribe, do not appreciate anybody anymore. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us. Just one more to go, and I promise to make it as brief, as informatively brief as possible. So I'll be presenting to you on the NNPC Limited's Code of Conduct. Code of Conduct is a policy document that sets the standards of behavior and acceptable practices that are considered to be in line with our policies and our core values. Our objectives this afternoon is to quickly provide you with a clear and concise and consistent set of guidelines that guide all our actions, both as we the employees, as well as you, our stakeholders. And to give you a quick summary of the existing legal and policy requirements while providing you with a guidance on how to meet them, and to also give you a clear understanding of the expectations of NNPC Limited on how you operate as we proceed to do business together. So our code of conduct has 13 provisions, but we just decided to focus on these 8 provisions that we feel concern you, our suppliers. So we'll be going through them in turn, very briefly, very quickly, starting from anti-bribery and corruption all the way to the responsibility for the code of conduct. So on anti-bribery and corruption, NNPC Limited as a company has a strict zero tolerance policy for any form of bribery and corruption. We also strongly prohibit any form of facilitation payments on the part of our business partners. Facilitation payments refers to any form of payment to an official to try and expedite or fast track an already approved process or an otherwise standard process. So please, we would like you to be aware that any form of kickback, facilitation payments or whatsoever is strictly prohibited by the company's code of conduct. So what we enjoin our suppliers to do is we require you to kindly comply with all our regulations on anti-bribery and corruption policies, as well as our strict prohibition towards facilitation payments. So on gifts and entertainment, the previous speaker, Doctor, already mentioned, once you carry out your job and you have put in for your invoice, there's no need to appreciate anybody. I know we are entering the festive season, and as part of regular business relationships, gifts are exchanged as customary, but we'd like you to know that NNPC Limited strongly prohibits its employees from soliciting for gifts from our business partners. And following from this, the company greatly discourages our staff from accepting gifts, and we also discourage our business partners from offering gifts to our staff. So please kindly note that, and if any employee of the company does solicit you for any form of gift or entertainment, please kindly report it. We have a contact address on our website. The address is whistleblowing@nnpcgroup.com. You can report any instances of this violation through that portal. So just to note, a number of gifts are strictly prohibited. Anything in cash or cash equivalent, any personal loans, any personal services, loans, events or meals where the business partner is not present, as well as any form of gift when an important business decision is about to be made. All those are strictly prohibited. So moving on to conflict of interest provision. The conflict of interest refers to any situation where an individual's personal, either financial or non-financial interest affects his or her ability to carry out his duty in the best interest of the company. So the code of conduct defines 3 types of conflict of interest. There's the direct, there's the indirect, and the perceived. Direct conflict of interest is any situation where, say, a board member of the company or employee of the company has a direct interest in one of the suppliers that are doing business with NNPC Limited. Indirect is where you have a situation where maybe a close personal relative of an employee of the company is associated with a company that NNPC is about to enter into business with. Whereas perceived conflict of interest refers to any situation where an employee of the company stands to benefit from a business decision that is taken on one of our suppliers. So we greatly encourage our vendors to ensure that they do not take any action that puts their interest in conflict with the interests of NNPC Limited while we're in business together. On anti-money laundering and combating of financing of terrorism. We know money laundering occurs when the illegitimate proceeds of crime are siphoned through legitimate businesses so that they appear clean. NNPC Limited will not conduct or do business with any vendor or supplier that is involved in any form of money laundering or criminal activities. So it is you, the supplier's responsibility to ensure that you do not engage in any form or any activity that would result in money laundering allegations while you're in business with NNPC Limited. So on public communication, media and press, NNPC Limited, as a responsible corporate entity, is committed to communicating to all of its stakeholders with integrity and transparency and in compliance with reporting standards. So over the course of your business with us, you will be privy to a lot of our information that is at various levels of sensitivity and confidentiality. So we expect our suppliers to never trade or use any of this non-public information about NNPC Limited that you obtain while in business with us for your own personal benefit. Also, as a supplier, you are to report the loss or theft of any of this information obtained while in business with NNPC Limited that happens to be lost in your possession. Kindly report it immediately so that the company can find a way of managing the situation. So on information management, NNPC Limited, as a company, protects all the information of its partners and stakeholders that is in its possession, and we also expect our suppliers to do the same, to treat our information available to them as sensitive and highly confidential. So kindly ensure, part of how you manage this information is to ensure that you always use official communication channels when communicating with employees of the company. Under no circumstances should you communicate for official purposes with an employee of the company using their private email. If they give you their private email, always insist that they give you their official email address. So when it comes to data protection, NNPC Limited protects the personal data of its employees and customers and all other persons concerned in line with Nigerian data protection laws. So national and international trade provision of the Code of Conduct simply says that NNPC Limited has a responsibility with various kinds of risks. So part of how we manage these risks is we carry out an extensive due diligence process to ensure that any potential risks are identified and are mitigated against going forward. So ultimately, the objective of our due diligence process is to manage this counterparty risk that we may come across. So, and another objective is to ensure that we promote compliance with both domestic and international anti-bribery and corruption regulations, and to also provide the company with a basis for selecting, identifying and selecting credible and competent counterparties so as to reduce any risks as we go into business together. So the scope of our due diligence policy is that it covers all our potential customers, vendors, suppliers, contractors, charitable organizations that we may partner with as we engage in business. So as I've mentioned, these are the counterparties that our due diligence covers. And some of the key risks that we look out for include our risk of bribery and corruption, risks of conflict of interest, reputational risks around adverse media attribution. Maybe the company that we're engaging with has negative publicity around it, perhaps due to some form of civil or criminal litigation. These are all things that we bring out and we highlight to the company before we enter into business. There's also risks of fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, as well as risks of regulatory non-compliance on the part of our potential counterparties. So the key things we look out for are corporate and organizational information around company registration, background, directors, list of key management staff, key shareholders, and all the reputational profiles around them. We also look at any negative findings around issues of fraud, connections to politically exposed persons or government officials that may be able to exert some kind of undue influence on the business relationship. We try and bring out these things and highlight them. So we also look out for reputational and regulatory compliance with the relevant industry standards and regulations, as well as basic assessment of the financial capacity of the company to go into business with NNPC Limited. So this is a list of, non-exhaustive list of some of the documents that we require to carry out this due diligence process. You can see we require a list of companies' executive management, approved list of directors with key personal details, as well as a list of other registration details that that are usually provided when carrying out registrations with the company. So in conclusion, the due diligence process is simply a process that we use to identify, to assess, and to manage any potential risks before we enter into business together. So as such, we encourage our suppliers to support us by providing us with the required accurate and adequate information before we are able to sign off on any business deal together with you. So thank you very much for hearing me out this afternoon. That's the
Please, can we appreciate him? Any question? All right. Any clarifications? Okay, have the microphone, sir.
Good afternoon, and thank you for that wonderful presentation. My name is Fayam Bernard, the CEO of Boyi Management Consulting. My question is that sometime in 2019, I'm aware that NNPC had or launched the tip portal. And as at that time, it was supposed to be for internal consumption. And of course, part of the observation then was that there is need to extend it because we have other stakeholders. So I'm wondering that during the course of this presentation, I didn't hear anything about tip portal. Is this still for internal consumption, or there is still in the pipeline to see how you can incorporate suppliers like us now?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. You have just said it. It is still in the pipeline. In fact, we are actually currently trying to revamp our internal tip portal to even outsource it so that we no longer manage it internally. We feel that would give everybody else more confidence in utilizing the tip portal. So when we do, by the time we do that, we hope to also include our external counterparties as part of the users of that tip portal. But currently, you can use our current contact email for reporting any violations that you come across. That is the email I mentioned earlier, whistleblowing@nnpcgroup.com. Any reports that are reported there go directly to the Chief Compliance Officer and the Head of Business Ethics Department. Only those two people receive the reports currently.
Okay, thank you. On a lighter note, please, when you're outsourcing, remember Boyi Management Consulting.
Okay.
Noted, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Do we have, I see one finger up, I see one hand there.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for the presentation. I wanted to ask, sir, how do you interpret like giving of hampers in times like this, Christmas season, because it's an age-long culture that we show some kind of appreciation.
Yes.
So how
has a provision for gift giving. A gift can be given, but they have to be within the value of 100,000 naira or less. So if your hamper falls within that range, then it can be offered, it can be given. The company simply strongly discourages gift giving because it does not want to create a situation of obligation on the part of any of the counterparties or on the part of the employees. But there is a provision for gifts within a value of 100,000 naira or less. And of course, any gifts given, staff have to declare it, both the value of the item, estimated value of the item, as well as the person that offered them the gift. So there is a provision for that. but it has to be within the threshold.
All right. Does that answer your question, sir? All right. Any other clarification, please? Okay. Since we don't have any, please, can we appreciate our facilitator, Mr. Fahad Ahmed? Thank you so very much, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. All right. Please, can we appreciate him some more? Thank you so very much. On a lighter note, you can bring the gift to me, the hamper. I know that stuff, you know. So hamper, I accept, okay. All right, thank you so very much. We will agree that today has been insightful, right? Practical and transformative, yes or yes? Oh my God. What's happening? Are we tired? Do we have capacity for more? Do we have capacity for more? What's happening? There's lunch behind, though. There's lunch behind. Are you sure? Sorry? It's almost time. Oh, you're looking at the program, right? We have added one more session that you guys didn't know. But thank you so very much. I really want to appreciate you all. Please put your hands together for yourselves for staying the course. And because of this, you have gained yourself a certificate. All right, so we know that you are living here today empowered, you are living here confident, and also equipped on how to navigate the Ariba platform. Yes or yes? Okay, so going forward, as you've heard, 2026, January, the e-invoicing will commence on the platform. So I know that you are already there on the platform, so e-invoice will just take you there. All right, so we have randomly selected a couple of certificates to present on stage. Okay, so please, can we move this podium? Can we move this podium? I would like to call on, at this time, Mrs. Emaya Imo, if she's around, please. All right, please, can we put our hands together for Mrs. Emaya Imo, please? She's going to do the presentation of certificate. Please, can we move this podium away? Thank you. All right, I would like to call on the representative of HDS Logistics and Solution Services. HDX, if you're here, come for your certificate, please. If you're here, can you wave? Let's know that you're around, please. All right, thank you. HDX, please. Please, can we appreciate her or him that is coming? Thank you so very much. We have Techno Oil Limited. Are you here? Techno Oil Limited. Are you here? Okay. We have At Life Integrated Services Limited. Are you here? At Life Integrated Services Limited. Please, can you just wave if you're around? All right, please come forward. Appreciate her, please. Can we appreciate her? Please come to the stage and receive your certificate, please. All right. Okay, we have ATCA Global Oil and Gas Limited. Are you here? If you're here, just wave. Let's know you're coming. ATC, you're not here. Okay, we have Focus Infotech Limited. Are you here? Focus Infotech Limited. Okay, we have Fashion Designer Arewa. Fashion Designer Arewa, please appreciate her. Thank you. We have TT4 Partners Limited. TT4 Partners Limited. Are you here? TT4, please focus. Please, for all our recipients, please, can you come back to stage? Please come back to stage. We're going to have a group photography, please. Come back to the stage. Just wait at that end. We're going to have Arewa, please. TT4. Okay, that's her. The Business Roundtable Consult. Are you here? Please come for your certificate, please. Can we appreciate her, please? Just wait by that side. And SKDF. SKDF. Are you here? SKDF. All right. Do we have Momsa Financial Consulting Services? Momsa, please come forward. Please come. Yes, Business Roundtable, right? Okay, please. Momsa, please come forward. Olive Procurement and Logistics Limited. Are you here? Olive, are you here? Please wave if you're here, please. Thank you. Let's appreciate them as they come to receive their certificate, please. Let's appreciate them. Aruj Cuisine Limited. Aruj Cuisine Limited. Are you here? Please come forward. Expalogic Engineering Nigeria Limited. Expalogic. Are you here? Okay, not here. Knight Partners and Associate Limited. Knight, are you here? Please come back to the stage, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Please come back to the stage. We're going to have a group photography. Knight Partner, are you? Please come. SKDF, are you here? ATCA Global Oil and Gas, are you here? Okay, Techno Oil Limited. Okay, I think that's it. Please, can we come back again for group photography, please? All our recipients, please come for group photography, please. Can we appreciate all of them, please? Let's appreciate them. Thank you so very much. All right, please. For those of us, if you didn't get your certificate here, you have it at the registration desk. I know you have been served your meal ticket. We have 2 points as you did for the tea break. Distinguished guests, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say on behalf of the leadership of NMPC, SCM leadership, we want to say thank you for your patience, thank you for your participation. We have come to the end of the summit today, and we want to wish you safe travels. Thank you for coming out, for making our time to be here. We know you are going home with knowledge. We know you are going home with capacity to be able to navigate Ariba platform. And please, for further inquiries, don't forget to use those contacts you have behind your tags. Don't forget to use those contacts. And as you're having your lunch, you can also approach our help desk at the back there. We want to sincerely, on behalf of the organizers, appreciate you all. And at this time, I want to say thank you, a big thank you to all our facilitators. All our facilitators, we say thank you. All our facilitators for your expertise and professionalism. We say thank you so very much. We also say thank you to the organizers. Please, let's form a single file, please. Let's not rush in there. Single file, please. And present your lunch voucher. Thank you. We want to appreciate our organizers for meticulous planning and, of course, your dedication all through the 3 regions that this summit has held. Thank you so very much. And, of course, the suppliers and vendors. We hope to do more business with this new information you've gathered here today. As you step out today, may this knowledge you've gained here inspire innovation, improve collaboration, and stronger partnership. And may your contract never be delayed. I didn't hear amen. May your contract never be delayed. You see, they say 40 what? How many days now? 40 what? I heard somebody saying 55 days. Is it 55 days? 55 days. 45 days. Trust me, you will get your payments. Like the last facilitator talked about the e-invoicing. He said once you do your e-invoicing correctly, you just go and sleep. What will wake you up is alert. So get it right and let's do more business. Thank you so very much. It has been my honor to host this summit. I am Leonard Ekpenyong-Basi, and I hope to see you. I hope to see you again at the next summit. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And a quick one, please. If you need to rewatch this broadcast, you can go to YouTube, and it will be on GWPL discussion series. All the session, you can rewatch them there. And also be reminded that all these slides will be sent to your email. All the slides of today's session will be sent to your email. If you need to watch it on YouTube, go to GWPL discussion series. All the videos are there, archived.